selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
I don't know how you do it every year, but you pop it.
It's a beautiful setting where we are. The sun's going down on another fabulous day.
When you see a familiar face, it makes you want to keep playing harder.
Time playing and it turns into street hockey. I'm a little worried about it.
Welcome to the 11-day power play down at Riverworks. I'm Amy Lezakowski.
And I'm Mike Lezakowski.
Mike, how are we doing with the fundraising?
We are doing awesome. We getting to our $1.1 million goal. We are less than $19,000 away, $1,081,268, which is awesome.
We need to get to that 1.1 goal that we established. We did hit $1 million right before puck drop. Let's keep it going. We would not be able to do this without our sponsors. We are presented by Clever Method, Modern Marketing, and our power player sponsors, and our overtime sponsors.
And, of course, the money we raise goes to Roswell Park, Make-A-Wish, Western New York, Camp Good Days, and Roswell Park, Oshai Children's Hospital Cancer and Blood Disorders Program.
We are so excited for tonight because we have a lot to share. We have a visit from the Bull from 97 Rock, Rich Gainsler, and we also were visited by Dan Dunleavy from across the border. Tune in for that, and lots of live game actions that happen throughout the day. But first, we're going to share with you a heartwarming video from Sarah and Nathan, and it is about their family, the Roberts family. Hi, buddy. Do you love Camp Good Days?
Yes.
Yeah? That's what we're here today. We're going to chat with you about Camp Good Days.
And you're gonna raise money for it.
How did you know that?
Wow.
You're smart. You're a smart dude. When I heard about Sarah and Nathan's story, it brought back so many memories. I know she's in her 30s, and I was 35 when I was diagnosed with the same type of cancer, breast cancer. You know, when I was in treatment, we had talked about contributing and giving something back. And Mike always talked about doing a hockey game to raise money. And here we are. I'm on my, I think, 11th year, cancer-free. And we've raised a lot of money to support resources that are so important to our community. Thanks so much for having us today. You know, as difficult as it is to go through treatment yourself, having a young child going through treatment is, I can't even imagine. I don't even know what that's like.
With Nathan, we were literally right there.
Yeah, we were actually swimming in a pool, just hanging out, no symptoms, no nothing.
When he started just screaming that his head and neck hurt, it was just one of those things like you knew something was not right. And it's one of those moments that just haunt you.
So we kind of got him dressed and I took him to pediatric urgent care on Maple. And they were concerned because he had kind of like almost concussion symptoms, but he hadn't hit his head. So they actually sent us in an ambulance to Children's Hospital, and they noticed that he had some brain bleeding and some stuff going on. And then he had an extremely long, like 5-6 hour MRI on Saturday. And that MRI showed that he had a tumor. By the next, I want to say Saturday or Sunday, we knew that his tumor is actually on his brainstem. Automatically, your world turns upside down from having 2 normal, healthy kids to having a kid that he was still in the ICU, 2 surgeries, 6 rounds of chemo, 33 radiation treatments, and we're still getting MRIs every 3 months to monitor to make sure that the tumor that is still left is not growing or changing. It's so hard to think about and so hard to say, like that you could be losing your, at that point, like 3-year-old. It's difficult, and like not knowing, you have no clue what's going to happen. At the old hospital, our first outpatient chemo, we met another little girl in her family, and she was going through leukemia treatments. She said, as soon as he turns 4, make sure that you sign him up for Camp Good Days. As soon as he turned 4, I filled out the thing online, and automatically, you know, we were contacted and flooded with love and support. The amount of support that they gave us right off the bat was just immense. What's been your favorite place that you've gone to with Camp Good Days here?
The one that is my favorite is Buffalo Exploring More.
Exploring more. It is so much more than summer camp. So much more. They do bowling with the kids, they do bounce magic, roly-polies, they do events through local theater, and they just take the kids all over Western New York doing things for them. They have a huge carnival, they give the kids awards, anything the kids want. And it's so great because it's one-on-one, and they really focus on the kid as an individual. When he goes to Junior Good Days, where they do a full day of stuff, he can't say enough about it. Where are we going? What do we get to do? Like, he gets all excited to put on his camp shirt and go. Afterwards, he was like glowing. They just are glowing. They're so happy.
So each year, the 11-day Power Play supports more than 100 children to camp. You know, camp can cost a lot of money for each of these kids to go, and the wonderful thing about it is it's free because of, you know, fundraisers and people that donate to our event. And these kids can go and look forward to going to camp, being with other kids and having fun and doing all the things kids should be doing.
He was talking about Camp Good Days with one of his friends, and he made a comment about Camp Good Days is a place where we go for people that need happy things in their lives. He knows that he was sick, and he knows that he was in the hospital, and he knows that he had a boo-boo in his brain. For somebody so young to like, this is a place where I can go to just be happy and like not worry about everything else that's going on.
I was on the computer and it made me like super dizzy, and then by the time like dinner happened, I was like, oh no, I feel nauseous again. So it's
Nathan had an MRI and had clinic on the 19th of March, giving him the clear in February, and that weekend I actually felt a lump. Within a week, they had called me and said that I had cancer too. It was like all of a sudden, boom, here you go, we're doing this again. There was like a little bit of reassurance, like if my 3-year-old can go through this and tackle these treatments, like I'm 36, like I can go through this and I can handle this. Right now it's going good. They're seeing shrinkage in the tumor, so.
The money we raise will help families like Sarah and Nathan's family and so many others.
Every person that plays, every person that volunteers, every person that can donate is working to be able to help our family in some way.
You know, those kids need to be around other kids and families that have gone through something similar to help them cope and, you know, get support.
It is huge to be able to have somebody come in that feels so passionate to be able to put something together like the 11-day Power Play. I mean, between me and him with Roswell and Camp Good Days, like everything that they stand for is just amazing. And there is no way that Camp Good Days would be what it is and do what it does for my family if they didn't have things like the 11-day Power Play supporting them.
Earlier today, the Letterkenny Legends played 3Gs and some other guys. Captain Mike Sullivan from Letterkenny and Captain Greg Podziadlo from the 3Gs team. And I got a chance to talk to both of them as well. Let's see how that goes. So let's see how that went.
I lift my head, say a prayer for a righteous man. I bow my heart for the woman I will meet his hand, and for the children of a lost man. They're drinking dirty water, choking on your words, poisoned by the well that you got them drinking from. They're drinking dirty water, drinking dirty water. You're feeding them lies, feeding them lies, feeding them lies, feeding them lies. I left my change on the table where I met his lies. The blind man screams, I got the cure that can fix your eyes, and got the key to the free life. They're drinking dirty water, choking on your words, poisoned by the well that you got them drinking from. They're drinking dirty water, drinking dirty water. Feeding them lies, feeding them lies, feeding them lies, feeding them lies. Oh. Sticks and stones are breaking bones, the words are killing souls. Sticks and stones are breaking bones, you're killing everyone you love. Sticks and stones are breaking bones, but your words are killing souls. Sticks and stones are breaking bones, but you can't see their hearts. No, you can't see their hearts. I know you're blinded by your hate. I know you're blinded by your veil. They're drinking dirty water, drinking dirty water. You're feeding them lies, feeding them lies. They're drinking dirty water, drinking dirty water. You're feeding them lies, while you're dying inside, dying inside. Oh!
I'm here with Greg. Pronounce your last name properly for me.
Patsiadlo.
Patsiadlo. I'm a Lesikowski, so I can understand.
Yep.
Now, you, if I understand this correctly, you've played in the event in the past.
Yes.
And this year decided to take on a team.
This is my second year with a team.
Second year team. So you've played 3 times.
This is my third, yes.
Awesome. So you played in it, then you decided to be a captain, and then so you've seen all aspects of our event. You've seen the regular event as a player, as a captain, and now you get to be a ball hockey captain.
Yep.
You guys just played. How did it go out there?
It went good. A little different than what I thought. I haven't played ball hockey in 20 some years, so I kind of forgot what it was like.
Yeah, it's a little easier skating and gliding than it is running on. Especially when you get a little older, your hips and knees don't like the pounding as much. But I was watching some of the game. You guys, a lot of smiles and having fun. That's I'm glad that you were able to come out here and play.
Thanks. I'm glad you put this on. This is awesome.
Tell us about how you first got involved with the power play.
Well, obviously, I heard about the first game that you guys participated in, the 11 days with the 40 guys. I was like, I want to do that. Like, I really want to do that. I play hockey. I lost my best friend to cancer 22 years ago now. So it's a charity that is very near and dear to my heart. It means the world to me to be able to contribute to it. And I thought, what better way? I love playing hockey. What better way to do it than to get out there and play hockey and raise money for it? So the following year, when you guys opened it up to the community shift, one of the guys I played with was an assistant captain on one of the teams. So got involved that way, and then got the emails that you're looking for. Setting up for the following season, captains and everything else, and I talked to my sons and said, if I get a team, because they don't play hockey, they did when they were younger, they don't do it anymore, and I said, when you guys are old enough, I want to play one game with you guys. I mean, it means everything to me. So I said, if I get this team, are you going to play hockey? And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. Sure enough, we get the 3 o'clock in the morning shift. So I got to get 2 teenagers up at 1 o'clock in the morning to go play ice hockey. And they took it in great stride. So I asked them again this year when it came time to get the team together, and they're like, "Yeah, Dad, are we doing it again? I want to do it. And our original schedule, we had midnight. They were completely bummed out. They wanted to do 3 o'clock in the morning again.
Well, duly noted.
No. So
we'll be replaying this to you at some time.
But I got my stepson involved too now, and my brother's involved. So it's really become a family thing. And then this year, my middle brother got diagnosed with lymphoma, so Hodgkin's lymphoma. So he's battling chemo right now, and so it sucks. It really sucks. It's touched everybody that I don't really know anybody that it hasn't touched.
Yeah.
So
one of the things that. Couple of things with our event, you get to play for or in honor of somebody that's battling or maybe have had cancer. But you also, as you said, get to play with your son, daughters, whatever. I get to play with my son. It's a really cool aspect of it, and I see the interactions between you and your son, and it seems like it means the world to you. So it's really cool that you get to play with family and friends. Yep. But you had also mentioned someone that was near and dear to you that had brain cancer as of recently.
Actually, that's my best friend, Carm. It was 22 years ago now. There isn't a day that goes by that I really don't think about him. I miss him. I miss him. That was my best friend since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I remember the first day I met him. It sucks. I wish he was here.
Yeah.
So to play in his honor and to do this in his name, it really does mean the world.
Well, we didn't know this, but you're wearing gray.
Yep.
We have a theme this year of awareness of different types of cancers, and gray is actually brain cancer. So the fact that it's pretty amazing. we didn't know that.
Nope.
So to have you play in honor of your friend and wear the color to honor him is, to me, it gives me chills because we didn't know that, and that's about the 3rd time I've talked to a captain, and there was a connection that we didn't know about.
Really?
But it worked out that way, and I'm glad it did because you're obviously very passionate about it, and we're equally passionate. I'd like to thank you for playing in the game. I'd like to thank you for bringing your kids and introducing them to giving back because it means the world to us. Amy and I put this Amy puts a lot more work than I do into this. But we hope that you'll come with us again.
Yeah.
And we'll next year, hopefully, we'll be back on the ice.
Yeah,
Will
hopefully.
you be participating in the same group if we
Yes.
do this again?
Yeah. The big thing is I'm hoping next year, the whole fundraising thing got slammed hard this year. I mean, we had plans to do a lot of different things, and it just completely got kiboshed. I mean, the kids were out of school in March. We were going to work with the school, with scouts, there was a whole bunch of different things we were planning on doing that just got smashed. So it was really more of the Facebook thing. So to my friends that donated, guys, thank you so much. I really, really greatly appreciate it. But next year, I'm looking forward to really knocking it out of the park and
Awesome.
and bigger and better things. So
Good. Well, we got past our $1 million. We're shooting for $1.1 million. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your team, and we look forward to having you as a captain again.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Thank you for all you guys do, you and Amy. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Now, I'm happy to report we have, speaking of reporter, our good friend Jim Fink from Business First, reporter extraordinaire and organizer of the world's longest running weekend Old Man Skate.
Damn straight.
What about Western New York Media All-Stars?
Western New York Media All-Stars captain, too.
Yeah,
I forgot about that part.
Officially, it's under the Western New York Media All-Stars banner, but
okay.
we know what it means.
Well, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you guys for doing this for 4 years. 4 years, $5 million. I mean, even this year, against the backdrop of the virus, I mean, cancer doesn't take time off. It doesn't pause, so nor should we.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Tell us about your team, Jim.
We have an interesting team, to be sure. We got, I'm looking out there, we have Kevin Carroll from Spectrum Sports, Pete Gallivan from Channel 2, and a cast of thousands. Aaron Mikowski was supposed to play, but it didn't quite work out with his schedule.
Yeah. This is a great group. And you're playing against Al Davis's group.
We're all like a band of brothers.
Yeah, and we everybody out here knows each other. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll be having a really good time making fun of all you over the next 2 hours.
A lot of trash talk.
So you're playing against Alan Davis, GR 550.
Yep. Yes, we are.
What was the score last year? You guys played against each other last year, didn't you?
I have no idea.
You guys don't keep track?
Something to something.
Now, I see that Alan couldn't pull out Big Owen Parker for this one. So
Owen is half a country away. I think he's in New Mexico now.
Not quite, but he's going back. Yeah, he's going back. We're going to talk to Bulldog a little bit later.
But that's great great example of West New York hockey product. Your son Liam's another example.
Yep. There's many high-end kids around here, and a lot of them will end up going playing high-end juniors and college and things. So it's
Les Kuntar's kid.
Yep. Trevor.
Yeah. So.
So we've talked about this in the past. You've been a huge supporter of us right from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Always, done articles in Business First and things like that. So thank you. We have tremendous support from the Buffalo media. So as a part of that, thank you very much.
More importantly, thank you guys for taking this on. It's taken on a life of its own.
Yes, it has.
You've been with us since the beginning.
Yeah. So.
Literally. Yep.
So.
We know there's someone special in your life that you play for. Want to talk about that?
Sure. Every time I raise money, I do it against the backdrop of my 96-year-old mother, 2-time ovarian cancer survivor, who Candace Johnson told me she might be the oldest ovarian cancer survivor in Erie County. Might be. I who knows? As soon as I said that, someone will dispute that. But the fact of the matter is, my mother went through 2 rounds of ovarian cancer surgery. We just took it for granted that she was going to pull through, and we never really said, "Hey, Mom, we're proud of you. We're proud of the way you handled it." And this is my way of, playing it forward many years later, saying, "Hey, Mom, I'm really proud of the way you handled this and what you've done, and this is doing my part. Someday there'll be a cure for ovarian cancer and other cancers, and the power play will have had its fingers in that pie."
Yeah, we hope so. We hope so. You posted a picture of your mom recently, and she looks great.
Yeah.
My goodness, she looks great.
Yeah, she's still driving us nuts.
Well, good. Good.
So
that's what moms are supposed to do. We interviewed Liam the other day. You know, he said he was more worried about me than himself going away to prep school next year.
So, Jim, what is your prediction for, let's see, you got 2 full squads here.
Yep.
2 goalies. We got 2 original 40 guys in goal, Big Mike Marino and Justin Ehrig. I'd like a prediction for tonight's game, please.
By the way, gold medal winning.
Gold medal winning at Lake Placid, yes.
Bronze medal winner.
His helmet's a little scary.
He's scary.
So what's your prediction? Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
GR is going down.
GR is going down. I want to score.
I don't know. What are the scores of the game been?
I mean,
you have the teens.
You have the Galvin brothers. So.
Just for argument's sake, I'm going to say 15-12.
15-12. Gray over green. Okay, well, we're going to be monitoring that over the course of time.
Yep.
Well, as a person who's been with us from the start, your team has been here every year.
Yep.
You're a huge part of raising the $5 million that we have over the 4 years. So on behalf of Amy and I and everybody that's part of our organization, thank you very much.
No, thank you guys. I mean, really, as I said, taking on a life of its own, and you know, someday there'll be a cure for cancer, and I think we'll be able to thank Amy and Mike for some part of that anyways.
Well, we'll take it. Thank you.
So,
I think your players are looking for you, Jim. I don't want to push you out of here, but they keep looking over. They need your
They
help.
need their fearless leader.
Oh my God! I'll send Al over. All right,
Thanks,
Jim. Thanks so much.
Have fun
Thank
out
you.
there.
And everybody, don't forget, they're still taking donations. Go to the Power Play website. Please make donations. As I said, cancer doesn't take time off. We can't take time off.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Well spoken.
So
11daypowerplay.com. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
And now we're going to go to the interview I had earlier with Mike Sullivan from Letterkenny Legends.
I'm here with Mike Sullivan, captain of the
Letterkenny Legends.
All right, so you got to, before we get into anything else, you got to talk about that because that's, folklore.
All right, yeah, so 2 years ago it was our first year, and the guys were trying to come up with a team name, and Letterkenny was that popular show. And if you don't know about Letterkenny, it's a hilarious show. If you're a kid watching, don't watch it. But
adults only.
Adults only show, but really funny, and just kind of a hodgepodge of misfits. And I thought it fit. I'm like, do we want to be named after a TV show? So I did some research, and Letterkenny is a province in Ireland with the most arrests per capita, most of them for public indecency.
Oh, jeez.
So I thought it fit our group. And then we added the legends because some of us played in high school, some just started, but we're all legends in our own mind.
Perfect. The Letterkenny Legends. One of the, we have a lot of fun team names. That's one of the more fun ones.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And you get to share your name with Mike Sullivan, who is one of the original guys.
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy because I get texts from everybody or calls, and I'm like, I have to look through the previous text or whatever. I'm like, okay, is this Sully or is this? And I have you in one is Mike, not Sully Sullivan, which is you, because Sully is Sully.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
Anyway, so.
And to that Mike Sullivan, I'm sorry. I know I get some of your donations sometimes. So sorry.
Don't tell him that. That's an excuse.
Well, we always redirect. We redirect.
Okay. And you mentioned Irish. We have different colored jerseys this year. It worked out well that we represent different cancers, and you get a green jersey, and
that's amazing.
Being an Irish guy, maybe it worked out.
Yeah.
Tell us about just your hockey. How has hockey been in your life, and where are you at now?
So I played mostly roller and floor growing up. I didn't really have the opportunity to play ice until my mid-20s maybe. So I played ice for a while, just bar leagues, and now I'm primarily playing pickup. Have a young kid at home and trying to deal with that. Not deal with that, that sounds terrible, but be there a little bit more often. So playing pickup here and there.
Yep.
COVID put a hit on that, but we were able to get out in the ice a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah. And how did you first get involved with the 11 Day?
So I remember the first year and following that, and then I didn't know that you opened it up to the community on the second year until it was too late.
Yep.
So I told myself, just kind of keep an eye on it, got my application in real quick. I remember you called maybe I want to say November.
Yeah.
And that conversation just solidified, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was more than, we all love the game, but I knew, obviously it's very personal for you, very personal for me, and I knew I had to be a part of it, and very appreciative for you allowing us to be.
You've been a captain for 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing, so thank you.
No.
I know it's like sometimes it's herding cats, and you gotta prompt your guys and girls to fundraise and schedules and all that. And this year, I mean, we changed the schedule, we changed the format, and we appreciate you sticking with us because. And I just watched your game. You guys are a lot of smiles, having fun.
We had a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say 95% of the guys were on board for anything. They knew that it wasn't about ice hockey. Yeah, that's why we want, But when we switched it to maybe doing our own thing, we kept on coming back to hockey.
Right.
And this fit, and a few of the guys couldn't do it for various reasons.
Yep.
But we had a blast.
Yeah.
I think we had more fun than we thought we were going to. But
I think that's the sentiment I get from most of the folks. Some didn't want to play, and the ones that didn't, and they see our highlight videos that our buddies at Uplifter put together. They're like, oh man, I should have played.
Yeah, the video's been great.
On a more serious note, yourself, any of your teammates, anyone in particular you're playing for, in honor of, in support of?
I mean, we all have various family, friends throughout our whole lives that have been affected. But this year in particular, I know a coworker of mine, Lisa, she's battling right now, but keeps a smile on her face all the time. She unfortunately can't work. I'm a teacher, so can't really be in school and going through chemo, especially with everything going on. So we played for her, and my father-in-law's good friend, who I golfed with numerous times, Ken Ski-Wadowski, lost his battle, unfortunately, to bone cancer. So this is all, it was shocking, very quick moving. But this game was for them.
Good. Well, we appreciate your efforts in the past. We appreciate you sticking with us this year, and hopefully we can have this crew together and be on the ice next year, and have you as a captain for years to come.
We're here as long as you'll have us.
All right, thank you so much.
No,
really
thank
great
you.
to see you.
You too. Thank you.
We are back. So Excelsior Orthopedics has been a long supporter of ours since 2017. They got our 40 guys through that world record game, and they are here every year making sure that our players are kept safe. And here is the Excelsior tip of the day.
Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Josette Fisher. I'm the Director of Sports Medicine and Wellness with Excelsior Orthopedics. I am happy to announce that we are yet again the healthcare provider for the 11-day Power Play. This week, our team of experts will be sharing with all of you, either watching online or participating during the event, 11 healthy tips to keep you safe and active.
The 7th tip in our series is going to discuss post-event nutrition. Essentially, what you'd like to do is replenish those fuel stores, as I mentioned previously in other tips. A simple way to think about this is between 15 and 60 minutes after your exertional activity, you want to get 2 to 3 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight. On top of this, you want to add in 20 to 30 grams of high-quality protein, which will help repair and rebuild muscles. A simple example would be a glass and a half of skimmed chocolate milk and a handful of almonds. That would fall right into that 50 to 60 minute window for optimal recovery. Approximately 3 to 4 hours after your event, it's important to get a full meal in, and well-balanced being one of the key words here. You would like lean protein, vegetables, and complex carbohydrates to complement your refueling session. Please feel free to reference our PDF for multiple meal and snack ideas.
Thank you everyone for checking our healthy tip of the day. If you do find yourself in need of orthopedic care, you can find us at excelsiorortho.com or give us a call at 716-250-9999. We'd be happy to serve you.
As you've seen, each day the teams are wearing a variety of colors, and sponsored by EdPro Sports. Today we're featuring gray, representing brain cancer, and green, representing liver cancer. right, let's check in on the game here. We got Stevie, the Rocket Gallivan, going to the corner, and Mike Ferrara. Danny Gradwell about to launch one. Oh, almost offside, but not. Big Chuck Panapino saves the day. Up to Pete Gallivan. Gallivan to John Dolendorf. Oh, just a bit outside. We got Kev Carroll, Spectrum News in the corner, digging it out. Here comes Gallivan, and nice block by Danny Gradwell. Drew Case, original 40. Got his cool hat on. Mark Fleetwood, offsides. Larry Ralph to Fleetwood. Fleetwood can't quite reach it. Ralph about to fire one, high and wide. Don't know this young man. They're playing with 2 balls. Oh, Panapino, good battle. Fleetwood keeps it in. Not bad for an old man, Chuck. Drew Case with the ball. Always getting chased down by Kev Carroll. Can't tell who that is. He's wearing a mask. Oh, Ballantyne just misses. He's pulling for you, Patrick. All-time beard team, Patrick Ballantyne. Glenn Buchkowski's daughter, hockey player, and very good golfer. Here comes Cappy, another 040. Got the Wood Sherwood. What a classic. Kev Carroll in the corner. He's looking up, looking for Gallivan. Gallivan flubs. Oh, Drew's about to score his own goal. Here comes Ballantyne. Quite late on his feet for a big fella. Here comes Jafara. Nice play. Cycling down low. Uh-oh, nice little move. Carter Swiklinski, 15U Junior Sabre. Coached by Patrick Coletta and Brian Gianta. Turns and fires. Mike Marino with the save. Oh, good play. We're going wholesale change here around both teams changing. Kev Kern's out there. Last time I saw him, he was wearing full gear. Out here. Full shield and all, literally. He's decided to strip down to just gloves. Swiklinski to Gallivan. Back to Swiklinski. Back to Gallivan. He tees it up. Over the net. Riley Swiklinski in the corner. Gallivan can't seem to get one through. Nice save, Justin Ehrig. Big Al Davis is out there. Don't block any shots, Al. We got Paulie Z, known as Orr. Oh, good battle along the boards. Kev Kearns can't seem. Chuck Panapino, Tonawanda coach. Western New York All-Star Media, sponsored by Brown Chiari. And WGR 550, sponsored by WGR 550. Chuck Panapino, the father of 3 boys, all play hockey. Kish, Chucky, and Nick, Esquire. All good dudes, all good hockey players. Skate with us on the weekend sometimes all 4. So Klinsky going in, playing D. What a, just can't handle the pass. All right, 1-1, 15 minutes in. It's a defensive battle. Has nothing to do with Marino and Erie. In goal.
Tonight we are raising awareness for brain cancer, and a few weeks ago I had the pleasure of sitting down with Dr. Sichelski from Roswell Park. He is the assistant professor of neurosurgery in the Department of Neurosurgery, and he had a lot to say. Hi, Dr. Sichelski. Thank you so much for joining us today here at Roswell Park. I know you're busy, and I appreciate your time. We'd love to hear about you and where you're from and why you do what you do.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk today. Originally, I'm actually from the area. So I grew up in Niagara Falls and eventually worked my way out to Roswell. So we're very aware of what Roswell was all my life, and had an opportunity to join the faculty here. So it was a pretty easy decision. And what we're doing is looking to bring new therapies for brain cancer, specifically glioblastoma, from our laboratory to the clinic. And that's why we've been really encouraged by the 11-day power play. For us, this is great to see the community behind us to help support bringing those therapies from the bench to the bedside.
For people that are unaware of the work that you're doing, could you maybe explain exactly what's exciting here in brain cancer research? Right.
So brain cancer, in terms of therapeutics, has been somewhat limited for the last decade. And what we've been trying to do is reverse that. So we've developed a new form of immunotherapy, which is called Cervax-M. It's a vaccine similar to how you would receive the flu shot. Patients come in and get a shot in the arm and they go home, and this vaccine teaches their immune system to target their tumor cells, and it seems to target them pretty effectively, such that some of our latest studies, we've been running a phase 2 clinical trial based at Roswell Park and other centers around the country, where we've learned that patients taking the vaccine have increased their overall survival from about only 15 months under standard care to about 28 months taking the vaccine. So it's really easy for us to get encouraged by that and continue our research forward. And it's great to see that the patients are truly benefiting from something.
Amazing. Are patients coming from all over the world or all over the United States?
It's been a pretty amazing response, actually. Right now, we're open in about 5 centers across the country, but we're seeing patients from all over the U.S., as far as Australia, even coming to our studies. So it's gotten some good publicity, and people are really interested in taking part, which is great.
So do the vaccines create less side effects for patients typically? Is that helping them get through their treatments a little bit easier?
Sure. So immunotherapy is one of the great things about immunotherapy is that there are relatively few side effects. It's not like chemotherapy or radiation. Most of the time, patients experience almost no side effects. It's really quite similar to getting that flu vaccine. Maybe some irritation at the site of injection, sometimes a little bit of a fever, but that's about it.
Amazing. As far as the cost of research, I mean, it's tremendous. The 11-day power play and other community events support the work that you do. How does that feel how important is that money to receive?
Right. So the 11-day power play has really been critical to moving our research forward. And that point that's most important for these kind of activities is getting studies and moving agents from the laboratory out to the clinic. Typically, there's not a lot of funds available to do that through grant resources and traditional resources. And it's those funds that come in that really propel that important research out to have a chance to even get into a clinical trial. And that's what we've been most appreciative with the 11-day power play. It's, if the Cervax-M vaccines, the hockey puck, the power play is the slap shot to get it into the clinic. And we've been very proud to have that behind us all this time.
Well, thank you. I know our players work really hard all year to raise money and to also, get in shape to get out there and skate. Are you a hockey fan?
Very much so. So all my life. And one of the fun things now, too, is that I know a number of the guys who are out there doing the power play. So we've gone out and watched them on the ice. You see them, beating their own bodies down to the ground to be able to do this. But it makes you proud to see that. And, that support and that feeling you get behind you is pretty tremendous. And that makes it easy to keep going.
I think I've seen you at opening ceremony a couple times in the corner looking out, and we appreciate your support. Now, Roswell Park just recently was ranked number 14 in the entire country for cancer care. How does that feel?
So that really just adds to the pot. To know that Roswell Park is in the top 1.5% of cancer centers around the country is amazing just in itself. Being from the area and seeing that develop and working here at the same time and everybody that's involved with it really generates a strong sense of pride in knowing that we can get this mission accomplished.
So you work day in and day out to find a cure. What are you hopeful for?
Hopeful that I will be out of business someday. That's the overall goal. We want to bring this to patients. We want to cure cancer, obviously. But really what we want to do the most is bring hope to the patients, show them there is opportunities out there for better therapies. Things are coming down the line that should impact their life. And to be able to see that impact in their lives, seeing patients coming back to clinic, it's really a great feeling.
Any message that you would like to share with the 11-day power play community, our volunteers, our players, our supporters?
I would say just keep going, keep shooting, keep at it, because even the smallest donations that come through make a tremendous impact when you come down to clinical trials. Just a few dollars can actually help propel another patient to get onto the trial that maybe couldn't have before that. So it's really inspiring for us, and if you guys keep going, we'll keep going.
Great. So grateful for you to join me today and to share all about the amazing work you're doing. Thank you so much for being part of it.
Thank you for all your support.
Now, let's take a break, presented by Topps. Little game break with our good friend Kevin Carroll from Spectrum News.
Break. I haven't played floor hockey, I think, since I was 12 years old. So this is great what you guys put together this year with a different concept under the situation we're all under. I wasn't sure how I'd be out there, but early in this game, I think I can keep going for the rest of the evening. But initially, I didn't know how it was going to go, but great job by both of you.
Well, you're huffing and puffing, so you must be having some fun out there.
Yeah, 100%. The way it's set up, though, it's kind of like playing outdoor lacrosse, where you can take a break if you're playing forward and just stand by the line for a little bit.
Yeah. And we did it for our old bones. The young guys can run all day long.
We were watching out for you, Kevin.
Thank you. On the ice, you can coast around for a while. Out here, you don't have that luxury.
Exactly. So how's the game going? I see it's 2-2, and you guys are more than halfway through the first segment here.
Game's going well. As has happened every year I've played, I've missed 2 open nets, which has happened every time. Last year, I actually scored a goal, but so far so good, a pretty even match. And like you said, for us older guys, it's a pretty decent pace because for the most part, we're all around the same shape per se.
Around is a shape.
Yeah.
So you started about 3 years ago following the 11-day and doing some really nice segments on it. So we really appreciate yourself and you're with the Media All-Stars, and you guys have done a great job promoting our event. So for that, we really thank you.
Absolutely, and for what you guys are doing in the community, it's been great since the first 40 took the ice to getting the whole community involved the last couple of years, and then facing a pandemic, coming up with something. And I love the different colored jerseys this year representing all the different battles that people fight every day.
Right. Your jersey's gray for brain, representing brain cancer, and we've done some segments with Roswell doctors, and we'll do that later with a doctor from Roswell for green, which was representing liver cancer.
Yeah, I saw that online, and actually my cousin Steve back in Boston had a battle with liver cancer in I think it was back around 2013, but he pulled through, and he's a different guy now.
That's awesome.
We went to Notre Dame for a football game this year, and you can tell he's got a new lease on life that it's almost embarrassing hanging out with him because he can embarrass the heck out of you with his sense of humor. But it's incredible to see, having known what he went through and what the doctors in Boston did for him and what these doctors do all around. It's just incredible the new lease on life he has.
It is.
So, Kevin, we're used to you interviewing us, so this is a change in pace here.
Exactly.
You guys are doing a great job. I've been watching every night. I saw Jixter earlier today.
We're sorry.
And I'm playing on his team coming up after this. So
Nice.
I'm really getting a good workout in this evening. And I rode my bike for 10 miles earlier, which seems to be a mistake.
That's great. Well, I'm happy to report my son Liam will bring in some fresh legs for you guys. He'll be playing on your team as well.
Thank goodness.
So you guys can hang back and play D and let the young guys run around.
That's the plan. Forward now, D later.
Well, Kev, on behalf of Amy and I and the whole organization, thank you for the nice words and the coverage of our event. It means a lot. It's helped in our fundraising, and it's made our event, even more special. Having so much support from the community and the local media. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you guys for all you do. Look forward to this every year.
Thanks, Kev.
So speaking of interviewing, we had an awesome conversation today with Dan Dunleavy. So for those of you who know, he works with Rick Jeanneret and announces the Sabres. And oh my God, he's right across the border. He can't come here, but we had a great Zoom meeting with him today, and here it is.
All right, so we are talking to our good friend Dan Dunleavy from, where are you at, Dan?
I'm home in Fort Erie right now.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, we're home in Fort Erie. We're doing the Canadian Don't Go Anywhere, Don't Do Anything thing since March 12th, and yeah, it's I think we're slowly adjusting to that normal. But the sad thing is, it can't be over. Taking part with you folks and what you've been doing, and I've been watching from here, watching all your streams and your interviews, and keeping track of everything. And it's I'll be honest, it caught me a bit by surprise that you were able to still get everyone together and play a little ball hockey or whatever's going on down there. But I just, I really wish I'd be there to even playing. This was the year I was going to get involved and start playing, but obviously we can't quite cross the border and come back without staying home for 2 weeks. So that's
Dan,
where we're at.
Dan, do you have any advice for us? Any pointers on our broadcasting? How have we been doing?
No, you've been doing great. You're working with a professional there in the Blazers, so you got that taken care of. But no, you've been doing great. I always tell people, it's funny, whenever you head off to a university or a college and you talk about the broadcasting business, and I remember people that were in the business when they came to talk to us, it's really just reminding everybody you're having a conversation. Cameras don't matter, the microphones don't matter, and whether it's Mike or it's Amy sitting down one-on-one or both you talking to somebody at the same time, all the cameras and lights, they're there. But I mean, I'm sure now you're used to it. I mean, the two of you have done enough of these conversations that, you're quite kind in asking for advice and being conversational, but you've already nailed it. You've gotten your message across. You do it at the rink so well. It's actually harder, you probably noticed, at the rink standing with a microphone in front of a group of people than it is sitting in front of a camera, just almost ignoring the camera halfway through conversation. You forget it's there. So you've mastered everything very well. You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. So Dan, our event is very community driven, and we try to make it very Buffalo. And your role as with the Sabres, you're part of the Buffalo fabric now. So we really enjoy having you part of it. I'm not sure everybody knows your hockey background and how you got to to be with the Sabres. Do you mind talking about that for a moment?
No, not at all. First of all, I remember when I was contacted, and I think it was GJ's asking if I'd be involved in any way, shape, or form with what you were doing there in Buffalo. And Whether you're in Buffalo or Pittsburgh or Tampa or New Brunswick up here in Canada, I never would have said no, because what you're doing is the right thing. And as we've seen, it's just a really, it's a human story that we can all get attached to. I mean, even if you don't have someone that's battling this disease, you still have a way to attach yourself to it. So I would have said yes, no matter where you are. I think what you're doing is great. So I thank you for acknowledging that, we're part of the Buffalo fabric, my wife and I. She's a Buffalo gal, so I met her when I came here to work for the Sabres, so there is that. But the hockey part of my career started actually not far from where you're sitting, in St. Catharines, Ontario. So I went to school in Welland. There's a college over here, Niagara College in Canada. Yep. And in taking radio and TV broadcasting, I was able to get involved in hockey play-by-play with the St. Catharines junior team that was over here at the time. You had, of course, the Welland Cougars. So you had that kind of hockey background really right from college onward. But when I started to get to a point where, things started to change, and certainly from an NHL point of view, was really after 10 years of working in the Ontario Hockey League, which at the time was with Toronto St. Michael's Majors. And they became the St. Michael's Majors in Mississauga, and then became the Mississauga Majors when the Ice Dogs moved down to Niagara from Mississauga. So that's a confusing story, but it was, 10 years of OHL there. And then a 9-year run that was also part of that with the World Junior Hockey Championship. So that took my hockey play-by-play career, traveling to Sweden, to Finland, and Czech Republic, and just different parts of the globe to see those hockey communities, and where the Johan Larssons and where the Lena Solmarks come from, and seeing how junior hockey in their countries is accepted. So I think that it was a really good learning experience for me, not only to understand hockey, but to understand the people that I would meet down the road from these different parts of the world when they get to the NHL. I then was back in North America after the 9 years of World Juniors are finished. It's funny, I hesitate talking about it because it's a Buffalo conversation, but the Toronto Maple Leafs called and asked if I would be their radio play-by-play guy. And as a kid who grew up in Toronto and lived 45 minutes outside of the city, it didn't take long for me to say, "Are you kidding? Of course I'll take this job."
Of course.
I didn't apply for the job. Yeah. I didn't apply for the job. It was just something that, for me, working in Toronto at the Fan 590 for 20 years and doing everything I just talked about, enough people had heard the work. And so I was quite shocked to get a phone call. I didn't know there was an opening at the time. So I shared, much like sharing here with RJ, I shared the play-by-play in Toronto with Joe Bowen. And we would split the season at 40 games apiece on radio. And basically what happened was Joe would do all 82 games, 40 of them on TV, 40 on radio. So I would pick up the other 40 on radio for Joe, and then work with Maple Leaf Sports in different capacities, including Major League Soccer with Toronto FC. And then this all happened actually after the Buffalo Sabres called and offered me an audition of 2 games and with Harry Neal. And my first game with Harry was in Anaheim, and it was really just a one-off. And I'll never forget it. Obviously, working with Harry Neal was
unbelievable.
Something I couldn't believe was happening. I had to pinch myself at that time. But after doing those couple of games, the Sabres went a different direction with their play-by-play, and with RJ, I think at that time he was giving up 35 games a year, just starting to back off a little bit from travel and what have you. So I thought the Sabres opportunity was done. But then when I was working with the Maple Leafs 2 years into that contract, I got another call from Buffalo, and they asked if I could get out of my deal in Toronto and actually come to Buffalo. And they had said they had some pretty good feedback. And listen, when you've got Rick Jeanneret sitting there calling the game one day, everybody hopes RJ's calling the next one. I mean, that just comes with the territory. But they said they had some nice feedback from people that didn't mind how it sounded with this other guy from another city. And they asked if I'd come back and consider working with Rick until he's ready to retire. And I took 2 seconds to say, yes, I'd love to do it. And that's where we're at now.
I think about it often. Amy and I go to Sabres games, and certainly if we're not there, we're listening either on the radio or TV. And I think of you in an interesting way because you're very good at what you do. I'm not just complimenting you. You're great at it, and it must be, in one sense, awesome to be with RJ because he's just he's so beloved, and he's so good and so he's so unique. But at the same time, it has to be difficult or challenging because you have to take over for RJ, and that has to be someone that really fits in. And I think if I can throw another compliment your way, you've done a great job, and I think the people of Buffalo really are getting to enjoy you as much as, if possible, RJ. So I think of you often in that regard.
I thank you for that, and I will say I think a lot of credit here has to go to Larry Quinn, who gave me the opportunity, and then Kirsan Bellis, and obviously our current ownership. They came up with the plan, and I'm sure RJ had some say in this. I mean, RJ, he runs the show, right? It's RJ's show. But whoever came up with the idea that instead of just having Rick go until he's done, and then bring in whether it be Mike, Amy, or Dan to be that next person to fill that role. You're not going to fill his shoes, but you're filling the role. Yeah. So, but you're not filling his shoes, you're filling the role. But the way they did it, where it was a gradual, from I think the first year I was in Buffalo, it might have been 25 or 30 games. Then we went to 40 games, and now we're at a 50-50 split. And it's now been 7 years because, as we know, RJ decided he's going to keep going because he's feeling good and he's feeling better than he was a few years ago, thank goodness.
Kick catcher's butt.
He's decided to keep going. So what was initially a 3-year plan became – yeah, exactly. So it became a 7-year – this is where we're at, and I'm extremely happy to be here. And to your point, it's funny because it's a lot of times listen, it's not – any different than people who have a different kind of challenge thrown at them, and it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and you learn how to adapt to things. So initially for me, I thought, well, should I be looking somewhere else for work? I mean, if Rick wants to keep going, I don't want to stand in his way. And I don't want the people of Buffalo to think I am the guy standing in his way. I mean, there is that perception you worry about. But, thanks to the community and honestly, people like yourself saying what you just said, I was constantly reassured that people were just starting to get used to the fact that, hey, when RJ's not calling the game, sure, we wish it was Rick every game, but we're actually getting used to this guy. We don't mind hearing Dan call a game. And I think it took 3 years to get to that point for some people, and some people might still not be there, but I'm okay with that. But I have to give credit to the team that I think it was a good plan to ease somebody else in. I'm thankful it's me. But I think the fact that they eased that transition along was a really smart idea.
I mean, play-by-plays, they're not easy. I mean, we've done a little bit of it this last few games, and we obviously don't know all the players' names like you would memorize before a game, but how do you...
And they're all number 11.
And they're all number 11, so we really can't call it. We could call the people we know out there. They're not wearing helmets, so we can see their faces that we know of. But, what is the trick? What is the trick to, you're announcing, last names of teams that are from all over the place?
Those Polish names and Russian names?
Well, first of all, I'll be honest. I mean, that... Again, I really think my 9 years of international hockey experience at the World Junior level and also at the Olympic Games level, I forgot to mention I call it Olympic hockey, that really helped me adapt to those. You mentioned the names and players in different countries. When you go to Czech Republic and pronounce somebody's name, it's different than when they come to North America and North Americanize their name. So, there's always a couple ways you can pronounce somebody's name from Czech Republic or from Sweden. We have on their team now Marcus Johansson, who, when we talked to him in the locker room in Buffalo, as soon as he got here, he said, "You can call me Marcus Johansson." So, it comes down to which is it? You gotta pick one, but you always go by what the player will tell you. But, Amy, you mentioned what's the trick? It's much trickier calling your event than an NHL game. For the reason that you mentioned, everybody's wearing number 11. I don't know any of the people that are playing aside from Alan Davis, maybe Alan Davis and a couple guys on the media team. And you mentioned it there yourself. You when you're calling the games and having fun with it now, you're recognizing people underneath the helmet because you know the faces, or you know how they, Mike, you might know how they tape their sticks, how they tape their skates. Those are all little things that at the NHL level, you're looking for that too. So if you have two players that are similar right-handed shots, the next thing you're looking for, let's say they're both 5'10", right-handed shots, they use the same stick. The next thing you're looking for is how are they taping their skates? How are they taping their stick? And that's just to quickly pick up on whether it's number 23 or 13 as you're calling a game. So those are the little subtleties you're looking for. Amy has a different skating stride, so I look for that too. There will be some guys that, well, there really aren't two similar skating. There's something different about everybody's stride. It's like a fingerprint on their game. So that's how also I can pick up who's got the puck maybe a little bit quicker than waiting. But then the rest of it comes down to homework. Before every game, I watch at least two of the team that we're playing the next night. I watch two of their previous games, take down notes, do my homework, do my research on the team. And that's for every single game. So, you know, you've got 82 games out of the year. So you're guaranteed to be watching, you know, at least 160, if not 300 games a year to get those names down and to do your homework. So, it's really no different than reading about them, which you do as well. But you watch a lot of the other teams' broadcast. You hear how they say their names. And that's how, for me anyway, that's where a lot of my prep comes from.
You know, one of the reasons I think that our event is able to be successful year after year is because we were able to have participants such as the media, you know, both TV and radio, Sabres, yourselves, RJ, the alumni graciously give their time, and they play against fundraisers, and they come and they have a lot of fun. Guys like Petey and Coletta and Pekka and Gianta, you know, those guys come, and Marty Baron, you know, so to have yourself and RJ and all these guys, it's really one of the reasons that it's so well accepted, because you guys are all recognizable instantly, and we're a crazy hockey town. We'll probably have NHL. We'll probably have the highest ratings of NHL, all NHL teams right now, and we didn't even make the top 24. No offense, but anyway, my point is, we love having you guys. We appreciate you guys and girls being part of it, and it really helps to keep people interested and to raise money for our beneficiaries. So Amy and I really appreciate it, and we thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Well, I thank you for having us get involved on behalf of everybody with the organization. At the end of the day, when you look what you've managed to do, you have become such a fabric. You talk about being a fabric of the city of Buffalo. Your event is looked forward to. It's known about not only in Buffalo, but outside the city, outside the region. And the tentacles are just going to continue to spread. They're going to continue to reach. Anything we can do, obviously, in talking about it with our role and with our platforms that we have, you can count on us 100% going forward. That will always be there for you. At least I can say that for me. There's not a chance that I'll say no anytime you come asking.
Well, we thank you.
You've always been so, accepting. We'll ask you pretty last minute, can you announce opening or closing or help us in any way? And you're always willing to do that. Dan, is there a reason why the cause is important to you?
Yeah, it's, I tell this story a lot when we have our Hockey Fights Cancer Night. It's not too lengthy of a platform, but my sister had a form of terminal cancer when she was about 8 years old. And she managed to beat it. And no child in North America, I can't speak globally, but I do know that she was the first child in North America to survive this particular form of cancer. And she became the test case for other kids who came up with the same cancer that she had. And it actually started, my dad was, you give your mom and dad a hug goodnight when you're kids and you go to bed. And Dad just gave, my sister's name is Vicky. So Vicky's sitting on, Dad's got a hold of her and he just gave her a little pat goodnight on the rump, said, "Good night, kid." And Vicky's, like I say, 7 or 8 years old. And Dad mentioned to my mom, he says, I felt a lump there when I gave her a little pat goodnight. So they had it checked out right away, and it turned out to be a malignant tumor, and it was in her one of her cheeks in her rear end. They got her to Sick Kids in Toronto, and you ask about why I do it. I would go to every Sick Kids visit that my sister had. My mom and I would take Vicky, Dad was a Toronto fireman, so he wasn't home that often. So the three of us would go all the time. And all I remember is the drive to the hospital was so very eerily quiet in the car because, you know, as we went along with the treatments, Vicky knew what was in store for her. And all I remember was hearing her screaming and crying when she was getting the treatments and how much they upset her. And I would sit in the waiting room and hear that. And as a little brother at that age, you're not quite sure what's going on, but you know behind that closed door that your sister is crying and she's upset. And that stays with you. So, you know, as you grow up, thankfully she, as I say, she survived it. She's a year and a half younger than me. She's got 2 kids. She's got a granddaughter. She never had a reoccurrence of the cancer, which is great. My dad died about 2 or 3 years ago of lung cancer. I would say, given his profession and the fact that he was a smoker, there might have been a lot to play in that, but he passed away after cancer surgery. And then my mom had cancer as well, and she's still with us. She survived. She has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma still in her system, but it's not crept up to a point where she's had to have any treatments for it. So you ask why I'm involved. Out of a family of 4, I'm for some reason the one that hasn't had to deal with any treatments or anything yet. And every day I count my blessings for that. There's a part of me that thinks it's right around the corner for me, that how can I be the only one that's not had to go through it when the entire rest of your family has. But thankfully I haven't. And that's why when you call and anybody calls last minute to help fight this thing, I'll be there.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for sharing that. I have one last question. One last question. Who's going to win the cup?
What year?
This year.
Because the Sabres, because it's funny. I had at Christmas dinner last year, I had an opportunity to sit with our owner, and I said to Terry, I said, you know, I'm here to call the Stanley Cup win, and I'm not leaving until we do. And he just gave me that look and a little bit of a smile. So, and I meant that sincerely. I mean, I really feel that at some point there's a Stanley Cup call coming, and it's going to come while I'm here. So the Sabres are going to get it in the right direction. We've got the right guy to build around, and I've got a lot of faith in Kevin Adams as a human being and learning his way around being a GM. So it's coming for Buffalo this year. Boy, you know what? I really was ready to say Colorado would be that team, and then Dallas has thrown a bit of a wrench into that. So out of the East, I'm going to say that the Islanders are definitely for real. They're a tough nut to crack in a tournament like this. And then in the West, I'm going to stick with Vegas. I really am. I know there's a bit of a question mark in goal as far as what kind of drama is going on there. But as far as a complete team effort, I still like Vegas and their depth and how they play the game. So I'm going to say Vegas Islanders, and then I'm going to say Vegas is going to win the Cup.
Yeah, they're tough. They're tough. I had Vegas and Tampa coming out of the East, but we'll see, because Boston and Tampa are gonna kill each other. But I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, how do you count out Boston? How do you count out Tampa? I really got to give the players in the league a lot of credit. It's not because I'm sitting here wearing a team logo, but when you look at the times we're living in and the fact that they pulled all this off without one positive test, and the guys are playing some really, I mean, I know the 2 of you are watching. If you can ignore the fact, because I think we've gotten used to the fact there's not a fan in the stands, and with a little bit of crowd sound on the broadcast, the intensity of the games, I think, is right there where it would be if fans were in the stand anyway. I mean, guys are drilling each other. They're blocking tons of shots a night. I think the playoff hockey is no different. It might have taken some time for guys to grow into it, but I think they're there. So I'm with you. It's tough to call a winner.
We have fans in the stands here. I don't know if you saw that on the live stream. They're made out of cardboard.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. And I also saw, actually, I don't know if you know this, but up here in Canada, where we've been ultra, careful about everything. And as you know, the quarantine rules have been very strict up here, and it's worked for our country. But last night in Montreal, they actually, for the first time, allowed fans into a pro sports event. And it was the MLS soccer game between Vancouver and Montreal. I believe they might have allowed only maybe 250 fans in the stadium. And it's nowhere near as big as Bill's Stadium, or it's nowhere big as KeyBank Center. but it was a small step forward, and hopefully nobody goes home and winds up being sick from that, and we can start to creep forward here a little bit. So, hey, small steps, everybody, small steps. We'll get there.
Well, Dan, on behalf of Amy and I and everybody that is involved in our organization, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you and hearing you at the arena sometime soon.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. Keep it going.
Great interview with Dan Dunleavy.
He's the best.
Amazing guy. The whole time I wanted to ask him about his guitars in the back that were hanging on the wall, and I never got to it, but it kind of brings us to the Crowley Webb Stuck Bucket, because I think it could possibly be, I heard a rumor that it could be about music. That's all I heard. So we clearly are not broadcasters. We've made mistakes, not too often, but throughout the broadcast for 3.5 hours per night, we've made mistakes. So this is what we go to when we need to kind of pass some time, because our timing's slightly off, but not too much. So Mike, what is your favorite type of music, favorite band, and favorite song?
Well, you already know those things.
Well, I'm an outsider asking you at the moment.
I like all kinds of music. My go-to is typically Jerry Garcia, Grateful Dead. My good buddy Dave Travers is getting me into Fish. Went and saw Fish in Pittsburgh back in December, which is really cool, with Billy Pottle and Scott Fruhoff, one of KTC guys. That was a lot of fun. And more recently, I'm actually liking some hip-hop, because Liam, our son Liam, and Julia, our daughter, both listen to a lot of hip-hop. And my favorite is definitely Chance the Rapper from hip-hop.
I heard you went to a concert and saw Chance. Did you see Chance with Liam?
No, he went with Craig Curtin.
Oh, what was the hip-hop concert you went to at the arena downtown with him in the box?
Oh, we Liam and Julie and I saw Post Malone.
Oh, that's considered hip-hop, right?
Yep.
I mean, I don't really know anything about
it. It was awesome. So let's turn it to you. I already know the answers, but what is your favorite music, band? Oh, song. I don't have a song. There's too many good ones. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Favorite music, band, and song?
You want to guess?
Yeah. U2. Or Dave Matthews. U2, definitely. And then whatever the Joshua Tree is, that whole album. And then one of the songs is Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine.
Well, you just answered the question for me. Love Axl Rose. One of the first concerts I went to. So Sweet Child of Mine is my favorite song, and U2, Where the Streets Have No Name.
Yep.
Which, if you've been here, you know that that's being played, because we're playing street hockey, and it went perfect.
And by the way, we saw U2 and Guns N' Roses and Rolling Stones most recently. And those were awesome concerts.
Slash. Love Slash. We can't play music now because our live stream will disconnect us. So the team that's playing right now cannot play the music, because we will be shut down as a YouTube channel, and that would really stink.
For copyright infringement.
Yeah.
But they'll get through it.
I think they will.
I don't know if... we need to pump some royalty-free music out there. But it's a little bit, The
last couple nights we've had some really cool questions asked on YouTube. So we're talking about music. We're talking about hockey. And if anybody has anything they want to say or ask us.
I'm looking on our YouTube feed. AT is in the house. You know who AT is, Aim?
AT.
How did Amy and Mike meet? Oh, Andrew. You're so sneaky.
Who asked that?
Andrew Tokaz.
How did we meet?
Who just had a foot surgery, which was disgusting, because he sent us a picture of it.
He tunes in every night because he's recovering.
His foot is Your foot is gross, Andy. But I'm glad it's on the heel.
I hope you're behaving, Andy.
On the mend. Your foot is on the heel.
He said the other night, he goes, I feel like when I watch you guys, I'm having a drink with you guys. And I'm thinking, oh, gosh, you're supposed to be recovering, not drinking.
Yes, if I had to guess, he's got a glass of bourbon in his hand. He enjoys a cocktail. Yeah, of course. Who hasn't?
Have you ever made a TikTok?
Yeah.
Somebody just asked that.
With Julia.
Julie, our daughter, is big on TikToks.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did one too. I don't quite remember what it was of.
That standard TikTok
I had to
dance with the
pretend I
elbows?
was like shooting something, and then I don't know, some sort of dance move.
We also did, it's not quite a TikTok, but if you recall, we did, during the quarantine, everybody was doing those videos where they're kicking a ball or shooting a puck. We did one with a roll of toilet paper, and we had all the original guys flip with their hockey stick.
You can actually watch that on our YouTube channel if you want.
Flip a toilet paper and onto the next guy. So it was a group of the original 40. You were part of it, and PD Power Play was part of it. That was kind of cool. Something to pass the time.
So what was this dating game thing? Somebody asked a question about us
Yeah,
dating?
Tokez.
Do we want to talk about that? Mike and I met in Grand Island, working at the Buffalo Launch Club. I was a waitress. He was a bartender. It's your typical story.
All right. Maddie Robinson, we see you. We're watching. We're letting some of this play right now. We'll go back and forth a few times during the course of the night, and then later on, we'll show it as well.
We have a lot to share tonight.
Who is on the ice now? It's the Media All-Stars, captained by one James Fink, versus WGR 550, captained by Alan Davis.
I don't know if I see kids out there. I see a lot of older guys out there. Are there kids out there?
Back to Maddie Robinson. Who are you watching? I want to know who Maddie Robinson is watching out here.
So our teams during the day get a highlight for 4 minutes. I think the live action is a little better.
What's that?
Everyone's different. Someday we'll be able to have spectators.
We do have fans in the stands.
Yes, thank you to everyone that donated $25 to get their picture in the stands and send a message to the players. By the way, if anybody wants to watch the game, they can subscribe to Live Barn. You can pay $14 and get a subscription for 30 days and watch the entire thing.
Start to finish. A couple of those bucks goes to us.
But we would hate for you to leave us because we got a lot to share, raising awareness here, talking about our beneficiaries and all of our player stories.
I see Mr. Fink got his captain jersey. That's good. Oh, here comes Cappy. Cappy over to Steve Gallivan. Steve Galvin's been here a lot.
There's a lot of tables open, too, at Riverworks, so if people want to come down and get a snack, they can watch the game.
Absolutely. Oh, Terry, what a guy.
So my friend Terry introduced me to freeze-dried fruit and food. I was at his house. We took a 30-mile bike ride a couple weeks ago, and he had freeze-dried pineapples. Like, I had gotten off my bike. I was completely dehydrated.
Nice.
I didn't pack. He knows this. I never pack enough water or snacks on our rides. And I tried freeze-dried pineapples. It was really, really good.
Tell everybody what Terry Bourgeois does.
So my friend Terry, well, he works at Lindy, formerly known as Texair, as the site plant manager. But he also runs he's the founder of the Empire State Ride, which is a bicycle ride from New York City all the way to Niagara Falls. 540 plus miles each year. If you're interested.
Over 7 days.
It's a Roswell event. Then you can check it out on their website.
Congrats, Terry. You guys raised, I think the number was $750,000 this year. It's gone great every year. I think the year you did it, it was about 500, maybe a little less. So
no, it was a lot less because it was only the third year. I think it's That was 3 years ago,
And
almost
that's-
4 years ago that I did the ride.
And the event's really taken off and doing well. So huge congrats to Terry for building that thing into what it is.
Another group that's determined to fight cancer and raise money for Roswell. Someday I'll get back on my bike.
Hey, Amanda's out there. Hey, Amanda.
Is that
Kevin's
Chuck
been
Panapino? Chuck Panapino's out there. There goes Drew Case in the corner. I think.
Amy.
Which was harder?
I have a question here.
Okay.
Which was harder? This is from Western New York Hockey 2005, our friend. Amy, which was harder? Biking across New York or organizing the 11-day power play?
You know what? I think there's a big difference between physical and emotional challenges. I think, obviously riding your bike across New York State is the most beautiful thing in the world, to be honest with you. There's a lot of hidden gems across New York State. But it was challenging because I'm very competitive, and I was determined to get up every single hill. There wasn't a hill I didn't get up. But, physically it was hard, but fun, and do not regret it. Would do it again someday, but our event falls in the summer, so it's hard for me to train. And the 11 day is challenging in the sense that we're just so small. But we've got a considerably large group of volunteers that help us every year, and we do really well with their help. Could not do it without them.
Is that Julie Waldron?
Thanks, Julie. Julie Waldron, our good friend, just complimented the 11-day event this year. A little different, but she's tuning in and watching every night. We appreciate it.
So we got a chance to meet up with Dan Dunleavy. That was great. Him talking about, complimenting RJ on the play-by-play, and he was so cool. Like, I thought the answer was so cool. Like, he recognizes what a legend RJ is. So, like, RJ, they weren't sure if he was going to retire or, kind of step down over time. And they decided that he was going to, reduce the number of games. And the one thing he said that stuck out was, like, he didn't want to be the guy that was, like, behind RJ saying, okay, are you ready to retire? He was the opposite. He's like, I'd rather just step aside, and when RJ's ready, I'm happy to take the job. But they decided to kind of ease him into it. I thought that was a great idea. Gives RJ a way to do the games that he wants to. And he's so good, and people just absolutely adore him in this town. He's so good at what he does. And Dan's done great. He's done great. He worked in he started out in Canadian University doing hockey. Then he did 10 years in the OHL. He's done 9 years with the World Juniors. He did the Olympics. And then Toronto Radio, which is hockey. So he's got such a cool resume. And to have him here in Buffalo is great because it's not easy to fill, as he says, fill the role, not the shoes of RJ, because it's RJ's RJ. He'll always be a legend.
He's such a legend that when the original 40 started their first
that was so
night,
cool. That
puck
was so
drop,
cool.
You guys,
You
just
have
the
no
voice
idea.
of him talking made you guys
You have
go
no idea how,
a mile an
as a-
hour,
no
10,000
idea.
miles an hour.
Like having Pat Ballantyne just scored so hard. Look at this. So good. So good.
7-4. So who's ahead? Do we know who home is?
Yeah, Green. So WGR 550 is up 7-4. And Pat Ballantyne just scored. Great guy.
We love Pat.
He's so much better hockey player than Kenny Corp. Andy wants to know, what will you take on as empty nesters? So Julia is now at Binghamton. Alyssa has graduated from Geneseo, and in the world working, and Liam's going away to Salisbury in 2 weeks. So, well, Andrew and others, we have some cool plans, thinking of some cool plans related to the 11 day that you'll hear about soon.
If anyone wants to watch the game, I'm just going to repeat this because I think there's people out there that want to watch the entire game link.
Yep.
They can go to livebarn.com and you can actually get a subscription and cancel it at any time and watch the entire game.
I have a subscription because, watching Liam and others play, it's great. It's cool.
So there's a little Lamar stat board that we look at every night. We thank Lamar for all their support. If you've seen our billboards around Western New York, they help us raise awareness. And
so the stats tonight, now that's cool. The highest score was the Buffalo Ice Boys. We were just talking about Liam. That's a group of 15, 16, 17-year-old boys. So they were going hard. They had non-goalies play goalie, and they had goalies play out. And we actually let it go to overtime. It was 41-40, sudden death overtime. And I'll have you know that one of the 40 was mine. I scored one of those. Might even been the first one. Most hours refereeing, totally not surprised. Kevin Bocart, awesome dude. Others that have refed a lot are Pat Ballantyne. Dave Kaz has been here. Matty Colpoys has been here. And then the score, we've got 482 to 454, which is kind of cool. It's pretty close over the course of the 7 days that we've been playing. So thank you to our good friends at Lamar, especially our good buddy Todd Schaefer.
Todd was playing the other day.
Yeah, we can go check out what's going on in the game again. I think people enjoy that. Throughout the day, we caught up with players and volunteers to get their thoughts and strategies for their games. Check out what they had to say in the players log presented by New Era.
This year I decided to this event my brother asked me to do. It's kind of a family thing, and then for the cause. You know, it's a great cause towards cancer and stuff like that for good research and, you know, help, you know, find cures.
I'm one of the volunteers here. I'm in charge of the benches, so what we do is make sure everything is sanitized, that all the jerseys are all set for the guys, that they get checked in properly, they follow all the rules when they're out there.
When they said it was going to be street hockey, I didn't really know what to expect. It's a little more different, a little more tiring, that's for sure. A lot more running, but it's still fun, you know, to get out here and just play hockey. You know, that's the best part. Is hockey's one of those things that can bring people together, and that's the great part about it.
Didn't play through high school. Started after high school, so about 18 years now I've been playing hockey, and yeah, just played on bar league teams and pickup games, and it's been a lot of fun.
I grew up here in Hamburg, but I live out of the area. I live out of state. My whole family is here, though. And then last year I volunteered, then I was also a power player, and then this year I'm doing the same thing. And so I'll usually stay for the duration. I'll come in on Wednesday and then stay until, I guess in this case, Sunday.
So our team provides a lot of pride, respect, and we just like to have fun and give back when we can.
Buddy put a team together because he's had some cancer in the family, and so we want to do whatever we can to help out.
My mom died of cancer, my grandfather, my grandmother, 2 cousins, 1 cousin just last month. He left 3 young kids. So you have parents that are losing children, you have children that are losing parents. And so this kind of just offers some sense of control or contribution or something. I'm not a medical expert or a scientist or anything like that. But somehow it just, by doing this, you know, it's a little bit selfish sometimes because you're just doing it so you feel better yourself, like you're trying to just do something where you can't have some control where you can't normally have control.
Love the players log. Love it. We had a volunteer in there too.
Mike Nelson.
So today we've instituted 2 new colors, and one of them is dark green, which is to support liver cancer. And a couple weeks ago I had the pleasure of meeting with Dr. Ayer from Roswell Park, and here she is.
Hi, Dr. Ayer. It's so nice of you to take time out of your busy day and be a part of this. It's so important for us to raise awareness to the different types of cancers that you treat. Can you first just introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and why you do what you do?
Thank you for having me. My name is Renuka Ayer. I'm a medical oncologist, and I work on the GI team here at Roswell Park. I've been here for almost 19 years. And I am originally from Mumbai, India, and did my training in oncology right here at Roswell Park.
So you also treat liver cancer. Could you describe what liver cancer is and maybe some of the side effects, or I'm sorry, maybe some symptoms of liver cancer?
Liver cancer is a broad term and should be distinguished with primary cancers of the liver and tumors that have metastasized to the liver. And we treat both, but primary liver cancer is on the rise, and it's the one that you hear of that happens because patients had cirrhosis or hepatitis, viral hepatitis, chronic hep C possibly, and sometimes because of alcohol, or increasingly now because of something called increasingly the incidence is because of something called NASH, which is a kind of inflammatory condition of the liver. Liver cancers are often treated, if they're found early, with surgery and ablation and even a liver transplant in appropriate cases. But for patients that can't have those treatments, we now have some very exciting opportunities to make a real big difference in their survival with immunotherapies and other targeted drugs.
So immunotherapy is something that you use to treat liver cancer as well, along with chemotherapy?
Yes, traditional chemotherapy doesn't seem to have a big role in the treatment of liver cancer, but with immunotherapy and a combination with drugs that target the blood vessels and blood vessel growth, we're seeing some really exciting, good findings, good results, as well as some cures, which was previously really not that often seen.
Are there any standard screening, is screening available for liver cancer?
So with the patients with liver cancer that have a history of cirrhosis, screening is offered through various different programs throughout Western New York, through your primary care doctor's office or your gastroenterologist. And the screening is of the cirrhotic liver using ultrasound and a blood test called alpha-fetoprotein. And those are ways to screen and see if within the fibrosis or the scar of the liver has something developed that's of concern.
So, the 11-day power play supports research here. Are there, how important are the dollars raised for the work that you do?
I can't stress enough how critically important the dollars raised from the 11-day power play and all of our fundraisers are for our patients and for the work we do to find new treatments.
What are you hopeful for? As a physician treating cancer here at Roswell, what are you hopeful for?
Every day I hope that patients come here and allow us to be part of their care team and add maybe even just small tips on how they can do better with this diagnosis. For many, having a clinical trial ends up being really that big hope, that big bank that gives them a lot better time than they would have had otherwise. And I would like to have more trials available for my patients. On an everyday basis with every patient I interact with, I hope that they leave feeling we care and that we did something that made a difference.
How many patients do you see per month that are new to you?
Every week I see between 6 and 8 new patients and close to 60, 70 follow-up patients, and many have GI cancers like pancreas cancer and liver cancer.
And they come from all over the U.S. and maybe beyond?
Yes, I think this pandemic has made it possible for us to even do virtual consultations, and we're seeing a little bit more of that. Patients do travel from all over central Western New York as far as Erie and sometimes even further out of state and come up for some of the cool trials we have.
And Roswell Park just recently was named the number 14th cancer care hospital in the United States. How does that feel for you and your team?
It's absolutely exciting, and we know we give good care, but having that validation and ranking in the top 1.5% really makes us feel like we're doing something important and good and worthwhile.
Dr. Ayer, thank you so much for being a part of today and sharing so much information. Is there a message that you may have for the 11-day power play players, the volunteers, and all of our supporters that do donate a lot of time and effort to the organization and your wonderful hospital here?
Thank you to each of you for what you are doing. You have taken it upon yourself to contribute and give back to this community. And your hard work is paying off every single day, and we are always looking for ways to thank you, and if we can ever do anything for you, please don't hesitate to ask.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ayer, for all your hard work, and we wish you well with all of your research.
We are very happy to welcome our good friend, Rich the Bull Gensler from 97 Rock. Welcome, Rich.
Happy to be here. Great to be here, actually. This is an amazing setup. You guys look great. You're going to replace me, obviously. I don't expect to be on the air tomorrow morning. I mean, this is remarkable what you guys are doing, considering the challenges. So, congratulations.
You said you were watching. Could you give us any pointers? What
Absolutely not. You guys are naturals, man. You guys are hams anyway. Anybody that knows you know that you guys could do this on a regular if you had to. You're that good.
One of our favorite parts of this is we've got yourself. We've got we talked to Jix. We talked to Al Davis. We guys that we go into the station and before the 11 day we didn't ever do this, and we got comfortable doing it because guys like you, it's fun to kind of reverse the roles and we do the interviewing. And you guys are awesome. You guys are so good to us at the radio station.
It is very weird being the focus of an interview, being the guest. I mean, being in the guest seat. This is really weird.
I know you
but
sat
it's very
down. You're like, "What do I do?
Bad.
What do I do? Do I put this on? Yeah, you put that on."
No, I think if there's any critique I would have, I haven't, unless you purposely didn't show me to it. But where the hell's the green room? I mean, I have demands here, guys.
We understand. NATO, get some. We need some seltzer over here.
Right.
It's in the it's in the RV.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're the talent here. We've got our own trailer and RV.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You have a masseuse, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Hot towels on a regular basis.
We wish.
And things we can't talk about because this is a family event. Right.
So, Bull, you've never been you've been a part of our event. You've helped out. You've come in. You've been like a bench announcer. You've been, interacting
Done a
with
little
our players
play-by-play.
in locker rooms and things like that through our previous events, but we've never seen you on the ice. But now we're going to see you playing street hockey here this year.
I'm nervous. Very nervous. I'm old. I'm out of shape. I think, run a little bit, and that's what this is all about. So I can't skate worth a damn. So when I heard that this was going to happen the way it was going to happen with ball hockey, and I used to play ball hockey all the time when I was a little kid, I was like, okay, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
So I made a couple calls, and I got in, and I'm really excited to play. I have no idea what I'm going to look like or how I'm going to feel or if I'm going to be able to adapt one way or another, if my coach is going to yank me off the ice and give me a talking to on a regular basis, bench me, I don't know.
Your coach is Jixter. I think all those things, you're safe. You're
Right.
safe. Whatever you do, don't look behind you.
Speaking of Jixter.
Oh, there he is.
See, on the radio, you guys can't do this stuff,
Right.
so he's taking advantage.
He loves to either still photo bomb or video camera bomb whenever he has the opportunity. So, and by the way, I purposely grew this beard. This is my playoff beard, obviously. I'm trying to do any kind of like a Joe Thornton or something look for the event. So I've left it just through this event. It may come off tomorrow. We haven't decided. If we win tonight, it stays for a little bit.
You don't know this, but I just announced before you came on that for the next $1,000 in donations, we get to shave your beard. So everybody out there, start donating.
That would be. We'll come right back here. We'll do it right here. We'll set up a barber chair.
All right, let's do
Done.
it. Let's
Done.
do it.
I am all about that. If that's the way we want to do this. Listen, my wife hates it. I hate it because it ages me. I was at a golf tournament the other day, and one of my good friends who hadn't seen me in a really long time says, "Man, you look like you're 10 years older." I'm like, "Oh no,
I don't want to hear that."
Kidding me. So there's a lot of reasons. If we raise the grand, awesome. I mean, number one reason, obviously, but for my wife and my sanity, good riddance to this thing. Good riddance.
Speaking of golf and hockey related, we had a really cool time together last summer. Toward the end of the summer, we were invited by Roswell, Jen Hickok and Sean McCrone, who's part of our group.
Yep.
And myself, Sean, yourself, Jen, we were at Park Country Club. It was the Sabres event, and they put a foursome with one of the Sabres or alumni, and you don't know who you're playing with.
Right.
So we show up, putting around, doing whatever, and we see guys looking around, and some guy walks up and said, "Hey, is this cart number 5? I'm with you." I'm like, and he introduces himself, and who was it?
It was Coach Kruger.
It was Coach Kruger.
And what a super guy, and what an impression, because no one really knew him yet.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this was before the season had even started, and what a super guy, and he has really dived into the community, and he's all about everything great going on in this town. So I know he's been a big part of what you guys do, and it was a thrill. And what a super guy, man!
Oh, that was so fun.
Yeah,
it was so fun. My favorite part of that day was he's super healthy. He eats eats very well.
Didn't you institute some? You were trying to expose him to some buffalo things.
Yeah. So that's exactly what happened. So we were playing, and like he wasn't playing that well for the first couple holes. Like nobody was. And we got to this one point. It was probably like the fourth or fifth hole, and a bunch of holes kind of come together. And there's Ted's Hot Dogs was sponsoring the area, and he's like, "Oh, what's that?" I'm like, "Coach, you're in Buffalo. You got to have Ted's, right?" So he goes and he has a hot dog. He's like, "That's really good." He's like, "I'm having one. My wife, we're on a strict diet." So he eats a hot dog, and then it's a par 3, a short par 3, and we all go. He goes last. I put it in the water. I think you may.
I put it in the water as well. Yeah.
So and we didn't have a good shot out there. And at the other side of the hole, Jason Botterill had just gone. Basically, his boss, the GM at the time. And he hits it, and he hits it to like 1 foot.
It was beautiful.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was after the Ted's hot dog. I'm like, "Coach, hot dogs it is." And then we get up to the thing, and Botterill's like, "So you've been working on your game plans, or you've been golfing all summer?" He's like, "I swear to God, I don't play golf well." But that was a really cool moment, and he got introduced to a Buffalo legend in Ted at the time.
Yeah,
as well.
for sure. And the cool thing about him that I don't think any of us knew was how much of a workout junkie he is. I mean, he was telling us a story about the first day he was here. He literally walked from, I think he lives in Allentown or Elmwood Village, so he walked basically from there down to the arena, and then from there basically to Forest Lawn and home. It was like a 10-mile walk. Like the first day he was here, and of course he stopped at a couple of bars along the way. That part I think was made famous. I think people had reported on that he wanted to get a vibe as to what the hockey vibe in this town was, what people thought about hockey in general, and he went in completely unannounced. Nobody knew who he was. It was great.
Just sparking up a conversation.
Yeah. So there was that, and then he told us this is mind blowing to me that he wanted to surf on Lake Erie. I was like, what?
Do we have waves?
I guess, like a parasurf or whatever they call it. But he was going to go out and try and surf on Lake Erie. And this is in, what was it, May or June?
Right.
It was still pretty cold on the lake. Like, hey, good luck with that.
It's kind of interesting. People that come to Buffalo that are new, like they're trying things that we probably have never tried here. Right?
Yep.
They're hearing things and they're open to it.
Yeah, Ralph's a good guy. Unfortunately, the Sabres didn't make the playoffs this year, but we'll pull for them going forward because they're our hometown team and we love them. Rich, tell us about yourself, like background wise. You grew up in Roch, right?
Yep. Big Amherst fan growing up there. I used to go to the Amherst games all the time, and my high school I went to McQuaid in Rochester, and
nice.
They were a powerhouse hockey team growing up in the 80s when I went to school. So. Yeah, I loved hockey, and the weird thing is I was a Flyer fan growing up until I really moved to Buffalo, which is now over 20 years ago, and then you can't not be a Sabre fan when you move to Buffalo, and of course now I'm a huge Sabre fan, and I have done work for them over the past couple of years and have a great relationship with everybody down there, so that's been amazing. But yeah, I mean, grew up there, went to college there, and then moved here for work, and met my wife here. My luck is remarkable in terms of what I'm doing for a living, and working on the mighty 97 Rock and hosting the morning show has been an incredible blessing. And I couldn't thank the Lord above more for being in the situation that I'm in, because Buffalo really has become my real home. I mean, if people ask you where you're from, I say Buffalo. I don't say Rochester. So I love it here, and it's enabled me to be a part of things like this, which I wouldn't have been able to be part of. So it's been a great opportunity. I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy that you guys asked me to be part of this, and that you involved 97 Rock in it, because, let's face it, for all the charities that you guys are doing work for and that benefit from the 11-day power play. I mean, we work with all of them on a pretty regular basis, and all of them in one way are so super close to my heart and a lot of the people I work with day to day. So it's so awesome you guys were able to involve so many people and do what you guys do. So, I mean,
and just recently, you were riding the ride for Roswell, right?
Did do the ride for Roswell a couple weeks ago. Did the 20-miler out in Grand Island. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. You go at your own pace, and anybody can ride a bike. So, but it was great, and it's the same thing here. I rode for a lot of people that have had cancer and either survived or passed, and it's a big part of my life. I mean, very, very close people, relatives, friends, groomsmen at my wedding, people like that. It affects everyone, and so that's out there. Camp Good Days. I went to St. John Fisher. Teddy Mervis.
Yeah.
Or Gary Mervis, rather, his daughter Teddy. Gary is a big Fisher guy, was a football coach there, did a thing called the Teddy Project when I was in school, which was a 24-hour dance marathon. At the time, it was still relatively new. It was only maybe 3, 4, 5 years old.
Right.
And that was a remarkable event, and I've done things down at the camp with those guys. We've done things with children's, and obviously with Make-A-Wish, we do the radiothon every year, and we're planning on doing it again in about a month. So,
yeah, you guys are so good.
A perfect event for you with all of your relationships that you've had.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. So you've been delivered your
there it is.
Gray and black jersey.
Beautiful.
He didn't give you he didn't notice Jixer's still wearing the captain jersey. He didn't give you the honorary captain.
I didn't get an A? Not even an A? That's okay. I mean, I'm literally a player coach tonight. Aim, you were mentioning my role. I've been Danny Gare's assistant behind the bench on the ice the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah, talk about
the
that.
Players look forward to that.
Yeah, so you recently, last year, you started working at the arena at the Sabres games.
Yeah.
That's a really cool gig, right?
It's a great gig. It's awesome for so many different reasons. I mean, it's crazy that I get paid to basically have fun with the fans and, for all intents and purposes, have a season ticket to the games. I see you guys at the old Odd Club all the time.
Yep.
Hanging out,
Poor
and
man's.
and it's amazing. It's an unbelievable opportunity. It is so much fun, challenging at times because
you're all over the place.
I mean, you're watching your steps, and I'm getting my 10,000 for sure every night I'm at a Sabres game. But we've gotten an opportunity to get close to the players, close to the coaches, have access in places where I probably never would have gotten it before. Gotten to meet so many people up and down in the front office, from the Pagulas on down to the equipment guys. I mean, it's just been an incredible opportunity, and I know how hard everybody works down there, and certainly, and even to the players, I know. Listen, their successes haven't been particularly great in the last few years, and the drought's long. We know that, but I know that they are working hard, and they really give a damn, and they want to be great.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that. Nobody really knows the future. Nobody knows 3 months from now if it's going to happen or not. But I firmly believe they're going to be a whole lot better. And I feel like even though, it felt like it was sort of a level 2 years in a row, back to back, I feel like there's that vibe of that ramp up, even if it's a slow one. I think, Jack's in that right age range where he's going to really overtake that leadership role to a whole different level. Now Coach Kruger's in his second year. He's developed a whole different rapport with the team at this point. And the young players are developing, and maybe we're going to see Dylan Cousins, and who knows what we're going to do with that 8th overall. I mean, there's so many unanswered questions out there.
Yeah.
But I have to believe that the Sabres are going to be better come 2021, whenever that is. So.
Yeah. Cousins looks awesome.
Yeah.
He's young. He needs to grow a little bit, but he looks awesome. World Juniors, he was amazing, like one of the best players, which is so cool to see. We earlier we talked to Dan Dunleavy.
Sure.
Dan's in Fort Erie. They can't cross the border, so we did a Zoom call with him, and it was so cool to hear him say when he was talking to the Pagulas, and how he's coming in as RJ's like weaning himself off a little bit. Dan basically said, "I am going to call a Stanley Cup winner in Buffalo," and it was so cool to hear him say that because he's part of the organization. He wants to, just like all of us. It's going to be the best moment. And I've been a Sabres fan since I was born.
Yeah.
Right. So 50 years, and it was so cool to hear Dan Dunleavy say that, and I believe him. I want to believe him that in the next few years, 3, 4, 5 years, we're going to be watching playoff hockey back in the 90s.
I think there's a lot to look forward to.
For sure. I know you've seen the cup, probably touched the cup. You might have even put on a ring from a Stanley Cup champion.
Not I.
No, never?
Never.
Well, good for you.
Maybe you could hook us up someday when you're down there and the Sabres win.
Right, absolutely. Well, that's my hope that I'm part of the organization when that happens. I've been around the Bandits for a very long time, and I was with them with the championship year, and that, boy, there's just nothing like it. And that's what that is. But can you imagine the Sabres at that whole different level here in town?
Yeah.
How this town would go. And listen, Bills they're on the cusp, right? I mean, we're getting close with them, but I don't think the Sabres are that far away. The way that the Pagulas have taken the Bills and built them, I think they can probably do the same thing with the Sabres, given some time.
The Bills are getting some good love around the football world right now.
For sure.
I know you're a big football guy, man, the Bills they're looking solid this year. I don't know what the hell's going to happen with the with the season, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed that there is one, because they're clearly part of a huge part of our community.
Can I ask you a question, Les?
Sure.
Give me some tips on tonight. I mean, you've been part of this since
Sure.
day one.
You know
I
not
need some
to ask
hockey
me.
tips. And Jixter goes, hey, what position you want to play? Do you want to play up front or on the back line? It's like, wherever you want me.
Here's what we're doing, and the reason we did it was because you're still on a big rink,
Yep.
and you get a little bit older. It's tough. I mean, you don't want to up and down, and it's not
Running is harder than skating.
Right,
Yeah.
it really is.
At a full rink,
Sorry, hon. But what we did was we're basically cutting the ice in half, kind of like lacrosse rules, where we're playing 3D and 3 forward. So if you're playing D, for instance, you clear the ball out and you go as far as center ice. If you're playing forward, and you're only going back as far as center ice. So you don't have to run around as much.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's.
And there's a nice big bench.
Right.
And there's some extra chairs for you to spread out. You can just kick back and put
Fantastic.
your feet up. Nobody will notice, Paul.
Yeah, if you don't see number 11, we're all number 11. Forget it.
Don't give the ball to Jix. That's my best advice.
I'm just going to try and hit Jixter's body somehow, because from what I understand, that's the only way he scores goals. He doesn't do it with his own stick. It always goes off him somehow.
We talked to him the other day. We had a good story. He in our original event, which you were a very big part of, he was getting goals. I think he was getting $50 a goal from Russ Salvatore, and he was at the very last day. He was at 99, which was a lot.
Yep.
And he loves to score goals, and he loves to tell you about it. But
he's a gold medal winner.
I'm aware of that as well. He'll never let you forget that.
Right.
So the very last day, he's in front. I knew he had 99 goals. So he goes to the net, and I just say, go to the net. I'll get you the puck. So he goes to the net. I give him a pass, a beautiful pass.
Of course.
And the goalie's out of position. Jix gets it, shoots it 3 feet wide on an open net for his 100th goal.
Oh.
And he never got another opportunity. And we made him relive it just to razz him a little bit. So we made him relive that goal the other day when we talked to him. But
so he ended at 99?
He ended at 99 goals. I told him, if you're going to stop, you should stop at 97. Just
Right, yeah, exactly. But he was confident that he'd get to that 100, and he knew that he had a teammate like you that was going to feed him, and then he just didn't complete the deal. But, that's kind of Jixter's MO, though, right?
He's trying, you guys are funny because you're playing the Queen City Squirrels. Great guys.
There's been some back and forth on Twitter already.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with that
They're
Twitter.
good guys. Mark Kuntz is the captain of that.
Yep.
And Jix, then they've been playing this community shift ever since the beginning. And Jix has, he gets Pekka or McKee or Petey, and he's always trying to get guys. So this year he recruited you, so no pressure.
Terrible. It's the worst coaching decision he could, or management decision he has ever made in his life.
But our son Liam will be playing with you.
Fantastic, and I know he's really good.
So my advice is him and his friend Killian, who's a great kid. He's from Austria. His family's friends with the Vaneks, which is kind of cool. But he's a good kid. He came here to play hockey as an opportunity, and his name's Killian Schwartz, great kid. So Liam and Killian will both be playing on your team. So my advice is stay back, give the ball to Liam and Killian.
Very good.
That's my advice.
I have a feeling we're going to be seeing both sitting back on the bench and Liam and Killian out there the whole time.
Right, yeah, hey, you guys, go ahead. Stay out there. Oh, you're doing great. Yeah, I can't wait, though. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Have you tried our Thin Man Brewery 11-day power pills?
Plenty of times. In fact, this was disappointing to me, and I'm going to go on a soapbox a little bit.
Go ahead.
So I one of the things, and this just goes back to high school for me. So I was back in the day when people actually collected your bottles, your returns, right? I was that guy at Wegmans. The worst job of all time. The things you have to touch and see, because people didn't clean out their beer. It was just gross. The worst thing ever. So when I still now have to take back bottles, I did it the other day, and I was bringing them back, and I was over at a particular grocery store that will remain unnamed. And I tried to put the 11-day power play can into the return thing, and it said, well, we don't take it or whatever. And so I'm still mad about it. I'm like, it's got the NY 5-cent thing on it. Wow, how can you not take this? And so I was so mad, but it's a great beer. I love it. And I've drank it many times on Zoom calls. It's in my fridge at home. It's usually part of a variety pack that I get. So I love it. It's a fantastic beer. Yes,
Yeah,
It's a pretty can, isn't it?
It's a great
can. It
yes.
was designed by Crawley Webb, our amazing partners.
Yeah, we had Mike Schatzel, one of the founders, owners of Thin Man, on last night. You guys have similarly epic beards at the moment.
He's just 2 feet taller than me.
By the way, he hung out with us pretty late last night, so you're gonna have to hang out with us tonight.
Okay, so
what time do you have to be on the air tomorrow?
Yeah, my 5 a.m. alarm is not going to work for me. I'll leave from here. The studio's 5 minutes away. So you mentioned at the open of this you have an RV. So okay, I got a place to stay, I guess. Or right here on your studio floor if I need to.
And we've spent some time in the 97 Rock tour bus.
Right.
Dingus Day and various other
absolutely
debauchery.
The old First Ward Parade, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys
we've gotten
are awesome.
after it.
Like when we came on, when we first started doing radio things, you, Rob, Chris, you guys made us feel so welcome, and like you guys are such pros. It made it easy. We were all nervous, like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we say? We're gonna mess up, But you guys are awesome.
Listen, we tell everybody that is new to what we do. We're just talking. We're just having a conversation. Don't overthink it. I mean, if you ever listen to our morning show on 97 Rock, you know that we don't do anything that's smart or intelligent. We are just juvenile, stupid on purpose because we don't want to be hardcore anything because everybody else has 99% of the rest of their day to do that.
Yeah.
So people come to us to be silly and
right.
And that's why we tell people don't overthink it. Just come in and have some fun.
Yeah, you guys are great.
You're clearly comcomfortable because when you go on with Bull, you say bad words.
Did I say bad words? Did I?
I think you did the last time. Yeah.
Ooh, there's a trend.
He was passionate. It just slipped a little bit.
Well, it's okay, and here's
that's
why:
right.
because sometimes, depending on how fast or slow that word comes through, and I do recall that word, and we wondered for a moment if that was the word that we thought it was. But then you could have you could have thrown another word in there that might have been like that word that might have worked in the context. So we were like, yeah, it was that word.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I did. Yeah, I remember because I right away.
He
right
looked
after the
right at me and
interview,
he was like,
oh. And I texted you right away. I'm like, sorry about the bomb.
It's all good.
Yeah, we don't have a delay here.
yes, this is live. This goes right on and uploads at the end of the night, so there's no correcting anything.
Well, I need a prediction. So you guys are playing the Queen City Squirrels versus 97 Rock. I need a prediction.
Well, it is a new and different team, obviously, going into the 2020 community shift, and it's a different game because it's not on ice. I don't know what I'm looking at scores. So 17-11, 18. Now they're going. Now I don't know what the score is.
They're right now deleting that scoreboard.
Apparently so.
I think it was 11-17.
The highest
scoring game was our Suns, which was 40-41.
Really?
Yeah.
Honey,
2 nights ago.
41-40. You always say the highest one first.
Well, I'm clearly not a sports broadcaster.
Well, 41-40 is the highest.
Okay.
Well, I have to obviously pick us.
Of course.
I have to pick us. So I will go
97.
I'll go 9-7. Low scoring game.
I like
it incorporates 97.
I like it.
So that's what I'll go with.
Okay, 9-7.
Yeah.
97 Rock's going to win.
Very defensive game because I'll be on the back line, of course.
Blocking shots.
Right, blocking shots with no shin guards. Thankfully, I wore a cup tonight. It's one of the few
Get it
things
to that
actually
kid right there.
Okay.
Number 11, Gray.
Sounds good.
By the way, are you familiar with the concept of the jerseys?
I am. Now, this, I don't know the cancer this stands for.
It's brain cancer.
This is brain cancer.
Yep.
Okay. That's wonderful. I mentioned my groomsman, Dan Casey in Rochester, had a brain tumor. He has gone through it and ended up wonderfully. So, but yes, that's
That's perfect.
The other green is liver cancer, and I think we've introduced about 14 or 15 different
Mike
colors.
likes
so
to
far.
try to rename or repeat all the colors, and it just, now that we're like 7 days in, we get lost. But yeah, lots of colors, lots of cancers. We're raising awareness. Every night we're showing doctors from Roswell Park talking about their specialty and the different types of cancers. So
it's super
really
cool. And it was, when I first saw it, I'm like, man, everybody's wearing different colors. That's cool. That's awesome.
We had one person say that they missed the blue and the white, and we're like, well, we still have that because colon cancer,
Right.
colorectal cancer is blue and white.
Right. Yeah.
So you just didn't get it on your day.
Well, I think, Bill, you should go stretch out, do the old man stretch.
That's what it's going to look like. Please, you don't have your mobile cameramen. Do not find me doing my calisthenics. It will not be a joy for anyone to watch.
Well, we'll let you go warm up. We again, thank you for always hosting us and you guys being so kind to us and supporting our event, and we really appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me be a part of it. It's amazing, and I'm so happy that it continues every year. Congratulations on over the million. That was awesome. Hey, we'll see what happens out here.
All right, we'll be rooting for you.
You got it. Thank you, guys.
Paul.
See you, brother.
It. Yeah, you bet.
Selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
I don't know how you do it every year, but you top it. It's a beautiful setting where we are. The sun's going down on another fabulous day.
When you see a familiar face, it makes you want to keep playing harder.
Playing and it turns into street hockey. I'm a little worried about it.
Welcome back to the 11-day power play downtown at Buffalo River Works. Mike, we're day 7.
Yes, ma'am.
We've been live streaming for more than 26 hours, and we're happy to raise awareness. We're happy to bring you some clips of our players playing. But how are we doing with the fundraising?
And we are happy to announce that our fundraising is up to $1,082,318, which is unreal. Less than $18,000 away from 1.1. Let's get there. 1.1. Come on, people.
If you're interested in donating, you can go to 11daypowerplay.com. There's a nice donate button there. You can pick your favorite player. But you know what? We could never do our event without our sponsors. And our sponsors for this year, our presenting sponsor is Clever Method, Modern Marketing. Our power player sponsors. And our overtime sponsors.
And the money we raise goes to Roswell Park, Make-A-Wish, Western New York, Camp Good Days, and the Roswell Park Oshai Children's Hospital Cancer and Blood Disorders Program.
So, Mike, you had a conversation earlier today with somebody that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, this is really cool. Brent Saik, Dr. Brent Saik, is a guy who started the world's longest hockey game back in 2003 from Edmonton, Alberta. We got to know each other when we were organizing our world's longest event, and we had a really cool conversation. Check it out.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
My first Zoom meeting, I had to figure that out.
Well, thanks for joining us. Are you wearing a Sabres cap right now?
Absolutely. That's for you guys.
All right. I'll go get my Oilers one.
Boy. How's everything going?
It's going great. So I wanted to call you. We've talked many times and text and all that, but we've never met yet in person. Hopefully that'll change someday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I tell the story all the time. When we did back in 17, I guess it was 16 when I reached out to you, we did our original game in 17, and I always tell the story because it's an interesting one. I got your number from Mike Pekka, and you knew Mike from when he played with the Oilers, and he and Kristen are dear friends of ours, and he gave me your number. And I didn't give you any warning or anything. I was driving home from work on a Friday afternoon at like 5 o'clock, and I called, and I did not expect you to answer. Like, I thought you were just, go to voicemail, and I'd say, introduce myself. But you answered, and the first thing I said is I introduced myself, and I'm like, and we're gonna try to break your world record. and I thought you were going to be mad and be like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And the first words out of your mouth were, "Awesome, how can I help?" So I knew we were going to hit it off right from there, and that meant a lot. And you guys helped us a ton to like understand what we had to go through back then, and we appreciate it. And it's evolved into something different that we'll get into a little bit later. But first and foremost, we have our 11-day power play going on right now. It's ball hockey, COVID year, ball hockey. But I'd like to hear, and I'm sure you've told it many times, but your story, going all the way back to almost 20 years now, how you started your game and where it's gotten to now.
Well, the first, I built a rink in my yard because I'm a ball player. I never played hockey before. So I got married and I asked my wife if I could build a rink, and we built this rink, and ended up having some fun games between our local fire department and police department. They were just having some fun out there on Wednesday nights. And at the time, there was a record going on for 24 hours out near my place out in Red Deer. So we said, geez, I think we can raise some money. And I had always tried to raise money. My dad passed away with cancer. And so we had always tried to raise money through ball tournaments and golf tournaments and things like that. And then we're setting this thing up. And as the first game gets rolling, my wife got diagnosed. I've been telling the story 20 years. I still cry. Sorry.
I understand.
Yeah. So my wife got diagnosed with cancer and subsequently passed away just shortly after the first game. And we've been doing it ever since.
That was 2003, right, Brent?
Yeah. 2003 is when that happened. And it sort of has created, we've broken records, but what it's turned into is a pretty cool little community of people all trying to do the same thing. And every game that I know of has always been to try and fight cancer. So like your group there doing the same thing. That was a great video I watched on your website, and all the people, I don't know who there was a group of older guys sitting around the table that had like 130 years of hockey or something.
That cool?
I wish I was sitting around that table. That was probably a fun evening.
Oh yeah. How many times you did your first game in 2003, and obviously it's grueling and hard, but it's like addicting. Like you got to do it again, right? You raise all this money, people really appreciate it. It's going to worthy causes. Have you done 7 times now? Is it 6 or 7?
Yeah, we've done 7 games, and the first game, actually, ironically, we didn't get the record for it. We had messed up on some paperwork. That was one of the things I was telling you about. It's just a nightmare and trying to get that sorted out. So,
right.
So yeah, we've done it a few times already, and gonna keep doing it, I guess, as long as the body holds up and people keep donating. That's sort of the math.
Yeah. And I also talked to Alex Halat from Calgary.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So they did their game twice. So you guys went back and forth a few years there.
Yeah.
And I got to know Alex as well as yourself during this, because we were trying to make sure that we understood all the aspects of everything. So it was cool to get to know him too. I'm going to try to get on the horn with him as well. You also have done, other than hockey, right? You've done some world longest. Is it baseball most recently?
Baseball, yeah. We just found out actually a couple of weeks ago that we got the Guinness record for baseball. And somebody in St. Louis, so that's good, because you guys don't like St. Louis, do you? Isn't there a rivalry
No.
there?
Not with Ryan O'Reilly there.
Yeah. So we just found out that we played two ball games. The first one, again, we didn't get the record, paperwork as usual, and but I respect that. I mean, it's one, as you guys feel the same way. It's never really about breaking a record. That's a fun thing for media to kind of get on board with,
right.
and it helps control the masses a little bit and making sure people are being where they need to be. Other than that, it's always about raising the money. So yeah, so it's been good. I'm building a ballpark at my place now. That's the next step. We're just kind of working on that.
I don't know how I feel about Canadians owning the world's longest baseball record.
I've had a few reporters from the States call me already, and it's not pretty. I apologize. For Canadian, I'm supposed to apologize, I guess.
Well, if we have anything to say about it, we'll have the Americans own, at least for a short time, the world's longest hockey game. I think that might be worse.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
You guys helped us pull off the first event, and we really thought we were just doing this one event back in 2017. And our community, probably much like your community, embraced it a lot. Buffalo is a hockey town. We have a world-class cancer hospital here. And after that first event, we decided to take it to a community shift, and we ended up putting it out. And instead of us playing the whole time, whoever wanted to play 4-hour shifts could raise money. And we did that, and that went really well. So that was 18, and then 19, it increased by like 40%. We had over 2,000 participants. This year, we had 2,600 participants registered. We had to scale that back because of COVID and not, some teams out of town and stuff. But much because of you guys to inspire us to do it, we've raised over $5 million in 4 years, including over $1 million in this crazy year. So we owe some of that to you for inspiring us to do it.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Just especially when you think of how the world's going, and there was some questions. And I'm proud that you guys are doing that. We were questioned because we're going to play hockey again in February, and we have to be very respectful of what's going on around us. But I love that you're doing it because COVID hasn't cured cancer yet. So until that happens, it's still important, and I'm really happy and I'm proud of your community to raise $1 million on time. I know employment's crappy there and everything's bad. It's the same place everywhere in the world, but that's unreal that your community will step up and still raise $1 million bucks.
Yeah. So do you still have the plans of playing in February for the world's longest hockey game?
Yeah, we're going to play again in February. I don't know to what that looks like. We'll do it. We'll do it the way we did it last time. So really, there's probably 40 players, and we can get away with maybe 20 volunteers that sort of live here at my place. So we're quarantined. You can't leave anyways. You know how that works. So.
Yeah. Amy and I, if we're allowed, Amy and I would like to come and visit you guys during the game. I don't know if travel will be allowed. If it is, I'll give you my word that we're going to be there because you and I have talked a few times about going to me going to your game and you coming here. So if it's allowed, we're definitely going to come and check it out. And we're also going to, we don't know when, but we've been teasing everybody that we're going to be doing a game sometime soon. So maybe year after next, we're going to try for the record again.
Nice. I would love to have you guys come down. We'll find a place for you to sleep.
I'm not playing though.
Never know.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about this for the folks that maybe don't know or didn't go to the website. We did it at Harbor Center like 1 year after Harbor Center opened, which is this, gorgeous practice rink of the Sabres, and we were living in the locker rooms, and it was so difficult. But you guys do it in Edmonton in February outside, so kudos to you guys. It's a much more grueling task, and admittedly maybe a little bit more difficult than a beautiful brand new arena.
That'd have been nice. I looked at some of the pictures that you guys had. They had a nice setup there.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, listen, I really appreciate it. It's great to finally connect again, and we'll definitely stay in touch as you guys get closer to your game, and I'll keep in touch about us trying to break your record eventually.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait for it. Take care.
All right, thanks. You too. See you, Brett.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Mark Kuntz, captain of the Queen City Squirrels.
Hi, guys.
Welcome, Mark.
How are you?
Thanks for being here.
Wonderful. It's game day.
You're still smiling because I know why.
Yeah.
So all week you didn't know what color your team was going to be.
No, and I today specifically tried not watching the stream, so when I got here I could be surprised. So
your team, like your team that you run and you play on and you play pond hockey all over, is green.
Yeah, we're green, blue, and white. So
tell us about the Queen City Squirrels.
Yeah, we're just a pond hockey made up of a bunch of buddies that back in 2009 created a team, went to Minnesota for our first tournament, and then we've gone to Vermont and we play every year in Buffalo, now here at Riverworks, and they actually sponsor us. So
It's awesome.
it's pretty cool.
It's awesome. I got a chance to talk to Dan. You
Yep.
and Dan pretty much started it, right?
That's my best man. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys have been involved with the 11 Day right from the get-go. You know, after you were very supportive during the original event, and then since then you guys have had a team in there, and it's been fun. You guys are a really good, fun group of guys. Have you played 97 Rock right from the start?
Yeah, we just kind of, you guys put us against them at a, I think you did the announcement on 550, and I think I tweeted right in
That's
and was
right.
like, we want in. And then we tried to recruit Petey and Reve. We got Petey finally last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were in from day one, and we just got put with them for a later shift. We said we would play any shift, and I think we played 11 to 3 the first year.
Yeah, and fun group. You know,
So fun.
Jix brings Bull, and he brings
Oh,
a crew,
yeah.
and and they're big on social media, just like you guys are.
Yeah, we
And
have
it
fun
was-
with it.
Yeah,
You know, that's what it's all about.
It was really fun right from the get-go, and it worked out that we just decided to continue the rivalry, if you will.
Yep, it's gonna keep. I hope it keeps going. You
So
know?
what are the stats in the last 3 years, or well, this is your third year.
So the
last 2 years.
first year we played against them, they beat us pretty bad. Last year, I kind of recruited a line, we'll say, of kids that played a little bit of collegiate because we got to keep up with the NHLers that Jixter brings. Last year, we had Pekka and McKee, and then we had Peters. We lost by 3 last year.
That's not
So
bad. That's
I kind of
close.
chalk that up as a win for us, but we're down 0-2. We're on the street. We'll see how our cardio is against these old timers. So I know they've got Liam out there, who I played with yesterday.
He's
but
tired. Don't worry about it. He's tired.
What? We go all day probably.
He's not wearing gloves. I'm going to have to change that.
But no, it's all about raising the money for.
Yeah, tell us about that. I mean, you guys have been, just fundraising all year. I've seen you on social media. You guys have done so well the last 2 years. Like, how hard was fundraising this year for you?
This year was a little tougher with everything going on with the pandemic. I'm a person that if you don't ask, you won't know.
Mm-hmm.
So even if people are unemployed or that, you won't know who's still working in that. And this has been my biggest year fundraising so far. So, I mean, if you don't ask, you won't know.
Yeah, we saw that the announcement as we were just getting underway. The announcement was for your team. You raised $6,500, which is awesome. And then you were the top fundraiser, and you got the sweet power play jersey.
This is ever since it started, this is what I try and go for, and it's been 3 years in a row. So
and you're a big jersey guy.
I'm a big jersey guy. Yes.
Tell us about that a little bit.
I collect Sabres jerseys, and I'll say power play jerseys, really. But yeah, I've got a big collection of all the Sabres jerseys, and I'll say the new one is just incredible. So I can't wait till that comes in the mail. Got that on order already, yeah. And it's funny because I became good friends with Eric, who works for Adidas, who designs all the jerseys.
Oh, cool.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Cool.
So each year you look forward to the power player
Yes.
jersey. Have you been disappointed yet?
No, not once. And we try and alternate with Jixter. So the first year we were dark, last year we were white, and now I love the colors that represent each different
Yeah, it was
cancer.
hard this year. We had players requesting, I was blue last year. Can I be white this year? And Sarah and I are looking at each other like, you're not going to be blue or white, most likely.
Yeah, I still don't think anybody's going to be disappointed with these. Everybody's been raving about them on social media and that. So,
Yeah, raising awareness this year, that was our goal. So as far as your team goes, you guys have known each other for how long? Is it pretty much good friends? Or
Dan, Brian, and I have known each other for over 10 years. Then there's a couple others that came in right after that. But we've known each other for a long time and played with each other a long time. So
You've done some cool stuff, right? Talk about some of the tournaments you've done.
yeah, we've gone to Minnesota 3 or 4 times.
How many teams go to that tournament?
Exact number I couldn't tell you, but there's 28 rinks. I'll say that out on a lake, Nokomis, and there's got to be over 200, 300 teams.
That's awesome.
That compete over 3 days. And then we went to Vermont last year, which was a little smaller, which we actually liked it. It wasn't all the glitz and glamour, but we actually made the playoffs last year in our first tournament there and lost against the championship team in the second round. So
we have a question on YouTube coming.
all right.
What was your wow moment giving back, Mark?
Kind of just seeing everybody that's given to me, like afterwards playing, thanking me for what I've done and how much I've raised. That's probably the biggest thing. Just everybody, because cancer's affected my family a lot.
I was going to ask you if you played in particular for somebody.
I mean, right now it's my dad. He goes to Roswell every week for 2 days a week. They don't know what's going on right now, but they're just testing his blood, and he's getting transfusions right now to figure out what's going on. But it's easier for me to say, like, there isn't just one person I'm playing for, because my family has been affected so much. 2 weeks ago, my mother lost a cousin to cancer. Last year, I lost a cousin to cancer. My wife, Erica, her grandfather died of cancer last year, and I could go on and on. My grandmother survived from breast cancer. My aunt survived from breast cancer. I could go on and on.
Gotcha.
It's
so it's important for you to come out and really, in remembrance and in support of so many people. I think that's great that you guys, you travel all over, you attend tournaments, but I think the 11 days is important to you guys, and you look forward to it. I don't know how many times we're tagged on social media. We love it.
We'll start the countdown tomorrow to next year. We were a little worried about the rain. We thought if it was going to be wet out there, if it was going to be canceled. We were coming in, and we were like, is it going to be canceled, this or that? And we were a little worried.
We've got a roof over.
I know. We weren't sure if it was leaky, though. But I think they got that taken care of. So.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, we don't want to hold you up.
Yeah, we're chipping out a little game time here.
It's all right. I'll double shift
You've
it out there.
32 minutes left in the first.
It's only my third shift, so.
So we'll end with saying thank you. We love to have you. We hope you continue.
Appreciate it.
We know you will. And we look forward to many years to come, the power play and
definitely
and the Queen City Squirrels.
Thank you guys for starting this too. Also,
our pleasure.
Thanks for helping out with everything. You guys are awesome.
Anytime, anything you guys need.
All right, get out there because we're going to be looking.
Right.
I'm going to be doing a little play-by-play here.
Is Jixter out there?
He's probably
right in the left bench. So
he's probably got the young kids going.
So we have 97 Rock, sponsored by 97 Rock. And we've got the Queen City Squirrels and Just Dishin', sponsored by Green Pack Mill. I love those dark green jerseys.
Yeah, they're awesome.
The gray are nice too.
See what we got going on in the game here. Mark is frantically getting out. He wants out on the floor. Oh, our good buddy Rocco Carbone on the floor there. Good man. Kev Carroll. Oh, nice play. What we got going on here? One zip. I think it's 97. Bull with the ball. Oh,
Look
D
at
to
Bull.
D. Oh, D. Oh. I don't know that young lady's name. Oh boy. Oh yeah, good D. Good D, Bull. The boys from just Dishin'. Oh, Bull with the big D. Nice job, Bull. Bull. Description. Bull with it in the corner. He's gonna high off the glass. Nice pass. Nice pass, Bull. Kuntz on the floor. He's got his 11-day socks on, hat on backwards. He's looking the part. Oh, nice move, Kev Carroll. Up to Connor Dubell. Team benchmark Turnkey just played. He might be a little tired. Might be have heavy legs going on right now. Glenn Butchkowski. Big stay at home. Big D. I shouldn't say stay at home. He likes to move the puck. Rocco Carbone. We got there John Dolendorf. Roy's Plumbing. Very, very supportive of our event. Big shot by Rocco Carbone. Makes it 1-1. What was Bull's prediction? 9-7. 9-7, 97 Rock.
Tie game, 1-1.
1-1. Oh, nice play by Mike Sully. Tried to get it up to Liam. All right, we got the young guns out there. Liam Leskowski and Killian Schwartz. Oh, nice tray, Liam. Schwartzy to Liam, and Liam just shot it wide. Got a boy Schwartzy. Up, over to Liam. And, oh, look at Liam chasing him down. Yeah, well, he's 6'4". It tends to happen.
What, long stick?
Yeah. Dollendorf playing some hard D in front of the net. This is a power line. We got Killian Schwartz, 16-year-old, going to Nichols next year. We got Liam Leskowski, 6'4", going to Salisbury School, and Jim Fink. That's a balanced line. Finker calling for the ball. He wants it. Oh, Liam tried to dish him. Finker staying, camping out next to the net. Oh boy! Oh, nice try. Finker giving them some business. Look middle, Sully. Look middle, kid. There you go. Nice play, Liam. Kuntz going hard on Lesikowski. Lesikowski comes out with it. Fire it, Finky. Oh, Jim Fink with the one-timer. 1T from the slot. Lesikowski trying to feed Fink. He's like Dave Andrzejczyk in front of the net. Oh, Finker again in front of the net. Lesikowski wants to score badly. Finker in front of the net. 3 times he got the ball in front of the net. Big save. Fire it. Oh, Lesikowski, big shot. Nice move. His dad taught him that. Just like Dad. I taught him that. Especially the toe drag move. All right, 2-1 here. 97 Rock is up by a goal. Good D by Bull. Bull playing some hard D. Oh, we got some banging. Oh, Galvin gets stripped. The ref is not in the game. The ref is not in the game. What is Kazi doing over there? Now we got Craig Curtin, 040. Jixie, captain, 040. And Galvin. That's a good line going on right now. Shot blocked by Big Glenn Buchkowski. Bull going heavy into the corner. Oh, Curtin. Nice pass over to Galvin. Galvin loses a battle. I won't say to who. Bill Chef Lucas beating Jixter. Chef Lucas always has something crafty up his sleeve. It's always a fake something with this guy. Glenny up to Curtin. Can't handle the pass. Oh, Chef Lucas going hard up the middle. Bull. Oh, nice play, Bull. Oh, Curtin again can't handle the pass. We're just gonna have to reset it between periods. Big Glenn with the shot block. Banging in the corner. This game's getting heavy. 2-1, 15 minutes in. Mike Marino, nice save. Good D, fellas. Bull, Glenny. Now we got Solly and Dollendorf stepping in. Jixter going after Chef Lucas. To no avail. Uh-oh. Look back door. Nice try. Queen City Squirrels scrambling right now. They're trying to find a nut. Oh, nice save by Marino. Queen City Squirrels putting on some pressure. Curtin with a nice battle. Oh, nice job, Jixie. Queen City is not happy about being down a goal. Great pass by Sully to Gallivan, off his foot, and away they go. Sully, usually a goalie, very good player out. I've played against him. Very surprising. Rocco Carbone doing a little forechecking, as is Kev Carroll. Mark Fleetwood holding the blue line. Nice play by Sully. Fire it, buddy. Just a bit outside. Connor Dubell just knocked down a girl. No offense. Queen City Squirrel. I think that's Dan Haram, but Dan. Oh. The volunteer just caught the ball, threw it back in play like it never. Play never stopped. Queen City Squirrels winding up. Nice save, Marino. Queen City's getting frustrated by the heavy D of 97 Rock. Pass out front. Oh, what a save! Marino. Show it to him. Show it to him.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Sully up to Dubell. Mark Kuntz just misses. Rocco Carbone in the corner. Gives it up to Dolendorf. Sully with a burst of speed. Sully, time to go back in net. He just gave it up almost for the tying goal. His fellow goalie bailed him out. Oh, Sully just got walked too. We're going to need some better D out here for Team 97 Rock. I think the young guns and Fink are ready to go. I see Fink ready to hop. Big icing play. Queen City's scrambling at the moment. 20 minutes in, 2-1 97 Rock. Oh, getting a little chippy out there with the sticks. Queen City looking to tie it up here. Mark Fleetwood playing some solid D. Shout out to Scott Fleetwood, his brother. Fellow, also a goalie. Oh, we're going to need a change here. 97 Rock is getting winded. Nice play, Fleetwood. Oh, Glennie just got stripped. He's not happy about it. Marino coming up big again. Oh, Liam just stripped him clean. Liam to Schwartzy. Queen City Squirrels reeling at the moment. What? Goal from 97 Rock. Tries to clear it. Queen City keeps it in. Some battling going on in front of the net. Got a good line out here. We got Big Bull playing D. Big Glennie Buchkowski in front of the net. Always a big D. Oh, that's a great pass. Can't connect though. Queen City really going hard to tie it up. Young lady with the nice shot block. Lesikowski in. He's looking for Schwartz. Nice move. Nice pat. Oh, Finky! Oh, Fink just misses. Schwartz to Les back to Schwartz. Oh, can't connect. Oh, Glenny! That's a nice move by the dude in the green. Queen City is really wanting to get the tying goal. Oh, nice save, Marino. Great shot, by the way. They're putting on the pressure. 97 Rock is looking a little winded. You got to get the ball to the young guns. Schwartz and Lesikowski playing up front at the moment. Got to get Fink in front of the net. Fink is going to get a goal. I can see Fink getting a goal. Oh, nice play by Lesikowski to Schwartz. Schwartz, good run, wide. Oh, good shot, nice save. Lesikowski just hunted down Chef Lucas, stole it from him. These young kids are tough to keep off the ball. Oh, Lesikowski to Fink. Oh, he had an open net again. Oh my God. Schwartz and Lesikowski putting on a show. If they keep these. If they get these guys hemmed in, the old guys, and they're going to have 2-on-1 forming here. Oh, tough play. That's a little bit soft on Marino. We're gonna have to go back to that one. We'll talk about that one later. 2-2, 17 minutes left in the first half. Three to 2. It was just 2-1. 97 Rock. Comeback. It's 3-2. QC Squirrels. After, we're going to take a little break from the game here and go to a feature we had with Morgan Haddich, team captain, Buffalo police officer. Morgan Haddich and the Pine Riders. Let's see how this goes.
I've played hockey basically since I was 3 or 4. I started off at roller hockey and then ice. This is me playing roller hockey. It'd be like the first year I played. So yeah, that's probably like our first game. And then getting dressed. Back when you couldn't dress yourself. Pops and I. My dad was with me and my mom was with my brother because we both played travel hockey growing up. Everybody piled into the van to wherever we're going and then everybody came home. It was a whole family affair to go in the van. That was our team. We won the championship, I remember, so. My dad was actually always my coach. It was great, sometimes. Other times, not so much. Like, people are like, oh, you're the coach's kid. Like, you always were, like, looked at the hardest, like, miss a puck or miss a pass. You'd be like, get off the ice, like, go sit down. I was like, why are you short shifting your kid? I'm your kid. He's like, you gotta be the best out there if you want to stay out there. It's probably one of my first Sabres games, my father and I. The stash, he always had a mustache. He was diagnosed in the summer of 2017. He had colon cancer that spread to his liver and everywhere else. Had a few surgeries, took out most of his liver. They thought it was gone, and then I'd probably say like 4 months after that he wasn't feeling well and it actually had came back. Then he got really sick and passed away. There you go. In full circle. This is a huge photo. You better not have, did you buy this? This is Riley Malecki. So her father plays in the 11-day and coached me all throughout high school. And then I came full circle and I started coaching her. Chris Malecki, he was my high school hockey coach. He was like, hey, if you guys ever need any community service hours, I'd love for older girls to come and teach like my mini mites. It's all girls team. They're like 7 through 10. Like you got to see like them grow up as players. And then like it was funny, as they grew up, they got to be almost like my skill set, and you're like, damn, like, you can beat me. Like they were knocking me over, beating me up. It was like fun for them to like give the coach a little bit of what we give to them every year. So in the 11 day, you're really just like trying to raise awareness, and like it's doing something you love to do. It's like I get to go play hockey for 3 hours, and we have a good group of girls. The team's split in half, and we're all just playing each other. Half of it is like my group that I played with versus like the younger half that I've coached. It's a wide variety of people coming and like hanging out, but we all will have one tie together as like hockey, which is pretty cool. If we were actually able to play hockey, like hopefully next year we will, our game would be really fun to watch.
And we still actively play too, right? It's not like
Think
we're
about
like
yourself.
sitting on a couch and just, okay, I still actively play.
Our team actually raised enough last year. We played like the Sabres alumni, so that was a good experience with the girls. Like we had the Buttes there and everything else for them to see. It was really like sentimental, I would say. Everyone on this team knew my dad some shape or form. Like my cousins all made like little posters and signs, and it was like a really nice moment. It's very nice because the girls like I'm playing with, they played for him too, so it's nice that we're all getting together. Everyone has their own person to get together for, which is like the saddest part of all this.
So I actually just lost my aunt to cancer on Tuesday. Like literally just lost her to stage 4 pancreatic cancer. So to be involved in this event is really important, to be able to give back and to support in any way that you can. When we do the event in August, and probably going forward, I'll always be thinking of her every time.
We played for Norm Robinson and Rose Robinson, and they both passed away from cancer. Our families are pretty close to them, so that's for us. And they kind of established women's hockey in this area back in the day, so it means a lot to us. And it's just fun to play with. Like, I grew up playing with her, so it's in our blood.
Everybody's affected with cancer. There's not just one person. So any sort of donation we can give to Roswell to just keep bettering themselves. They're in my district, so I respond to calls there. I see people. They need the community support more than ever.
What would he say about you participating in the event now?
He would be really happy that I had my own team. He would be proud that I'm not just like, oh yeah, I'll play for you guys and just not do anything and just raise my money. It's like super special, super emotional. He'd always say, go have fun. Try your hardest, go have fun. If we lose, we lose. That was his big motto. Just always go out there, have fun, try your hardest. It hits home, and it hits home for a lot of people. It's not just you playing by yourself, like you're playing for other people. So just to be a part of like something so much bigger than yourself is really cool.
Earlier today, I got a chance to talk to our good friend Chris Parker, Bulldog, from Chopin the Bulldog, Afternoons 97, or excuse me, WGR 550, and Bulldog couldn't come to the studio because he traveled outside the area, but we had a good talk. Let's see how that went.
So this is fun because I'm usually the one, Amy and I are usually the ones getting interviewed by you and Mike. Now I get to do a little role reversal here.
Don't ask me any hard questions. No, I'm still working out of the attic. March 24th, I started working up there, and the company's plan, I think, is right through the new year for me to keep doing that. So I'm home for a while still.
Gotcha. Well, we have a live stream every night, and we work at interviews. And I know that you had planned to come in to do an interview, as we've had many of our local celebs, such as yourself, but you couldn't come in because you're on self-quarantine for traveling to a place out of state. I know why, so why don't you tell us why you're traveling out of state, because of course we're going to get into that.
Well, my son Owen was fortunate enough to be drafted by the New Mexico Ice Wolves of the NAHL back in July, and they had their main tryout camp in Wisconsin about a week and a half ago. So we went out to do that, and things went really well. He made the team. So now we're just waiting on when he moves to Albuquerque. They have an idea of when they want to start training camp based on when the season is supposed to begin, but I'm not sure they're real confident that the season is going to get off the ground when they think it is. So, but either way, that's why we were in Wisconsin, and we traveled back, and we've both been laying low here for the last 10 days.
Yeah. So we've known each other about 10 years or so, and one of the more fun aspects of our friendship over the last 6 or 7 of those years is we have boys that are pretty close in age and both play high-level hockey. So it's fun. Owen's a little bit older than Liam, but they're kind of along similar paths. So it's been a lot of fun. They're taking different trajectories, but it's been a lot of fun, kind of trading notes as we've gone along here, and the boys have been progressing and working really hard along the way.
Yeah, it really has been. It's been fun, and it's to have people that are going through the same sorts of things, like the ups and the downs, and all the little mini dramas that come along from time to time. It's been great. I've really valued you being a resource, and lots of other folks over with the Junior Sabres, and then just all around youth hockey in town. It's been a lot of help to have folks like yourself, and I know Owen has appreciated getting to know Liam over the years too.
Yeah, I think it was my tweet to the is it Ice Wolves? They had Owen do a little video saying he's from Buffalo, and I said, sign this kid right now. in caps, and they did. So I'm taking credit for it.
Yeah, no, it was all you, man. Yeah, it was. I don't think I've told you about the exit meeting was pretty funny. Like he really, I've never seen him play better. Like he delivered at a moment for him. That, I mean, it was a big moment. He really wanted to make this team, wanted to make a good impression. And I don't know how much rope he had with them, but I mean, he just was fantastic. I mean, he gave up 2 goals all weekend in games that were like 6-5, 9-6, like were the score. So he really played well. And we sat down with the coach after that, and the guy just started talking about their plans and like didn't actually say like congratulations or anything. And so like we're like 15 minutes into this meeting, and you know some of what we've been through. It's been a long wait for him to find a home to play junior hockey. So I'm waiting to hear, you've made the team, and it never was really said. So we're like 15 minutes into this meeting. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be an idiot, but like, did he make your team or like what? Like, what is even happening? And the guy just laughed and said, like, I'm sorry, I thought it was obvious. Yeah, yes, he made the team.
Well,
that's why we're talking about what's going to happen in New Mexico and all this other stuff. It was perfect.
That's awesome.
And I don't know if I told you this or not, but I got in a little trouble because the game was on Live Barn, and it was my mother-in-law's birthday, and we had her over for her birthday dinner, and I was watching the game. So I got yelled. I was watching the game on Live Barn during her birthday celebration, but I did get a chance to watch during that. So
we appreciate the support.
So with the 11 day, I had a really good conversation. Amy and I did with Dan Dunleavy. It was really cool because as I said early on, our event is community based, right? From the players to the volunteers to us. But what really makes it kind of cool to some of the participants is folks like yourself and the Sabres alumni, RJ, Rob Ray, Dan Dunleavy, Duffer. All these guys graciously all accept coming here, doing interviews, calling the play-by-play, playing. So it's really cool to have you guys. Everybody knows, whether it be from the radio or the TV. It makes it, it puts the Buffalo stamp on it even more. And it's really, I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you for doing that. And I know that you and Mike have graciously had us in the studio many times, and it means a lot, and it helps us get the word out, and it helps us raise more money for our beneficiaries.
Well, we're always flattered to be involved in any way, and any help that we can provide. I think as I've kind of already alluded to, the hockey community, even within Buffalo, is very tightly knit. It's another way that group within the greater Buffalo good can demonstrate like the strength and the power and the willingness to pitch in and help out. So I'm always like definitely up for getting the word out and doing anything we can to help you out. I'm pretty bummed out that this timing of this thing coincided with me, and not being able to come down there and be a part of the thing in person, and even have him play. So that's a bummer for us, but we're always happy to help for sure.
Well, the media all-stars are happy because I know Al Davis would have grabbed Owen and put him in goal. So the fact that he can't, there's a team that's happy that he can't play. And speaking of that, the other part of one of the more fun parts of the event is not all the time do parents get to play with their kids, and I certainly do, and I know you did, and today we had a group of father and sons play, and I know you got a chance to play with I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but that's a really cool aspect of it too, and we really it's a lot of fun to be able to play with your kid.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. It was an incredible experience. It was really powerful emotionally, being on the ice, knowing why we were there, and participating with Owen at his age now. I was helping coach him when he was 9, 10, 11 years old. So it's been a long time since I've been on the ice with him when he was at the level that he was at. Sadly, I'm at a level now that's more like a 9 or 10-year-old. So that was kind of disappointing for me.
Paths are crossing.
But it was really great to take part in. It was really moving. I remember being there when you guys finished off the initial one that was just the original 40 that played in shift. And that was a powerful moment, like being there to witness that. And I would say for me personally, emotionally, being on the ice and taking part in 2 years ago was very moving.
Do you, I guess I've never asked you this, but is there any particular person that you play in honor or support of?
We've had quite a bit of experience, sadly. My mom's side of the family, her dad passed away. I mean, I was a kid, so he might have been in his 60s, and that was stomach cancer. Her mom lived to be 93, but eventually, it came quick and got her. Her sister, my mom's sister, passed away from cancer, early 70s. And my older sister, Patty, is a breast cancer survivor. So we've had quite a bit of it in particular on my mom's side of the family.
Gotcha. Well, we somehow pulled off a ball hockey event, so be glad you didn't have to play. It's running around on our old bones isn't the best, although you run quite a bit, so maybe you do better than I would. We're gonna try to get this thing back on tracks for next year, and hopefully COVID is non-existent at that time, or we're beyond it as a society, and we get back on the ice. And if that's the case, I hope you consider playing again, and hopefully we can get maybe me, you, Liam, and Owen all on the same team.
Oh, we would love that. I'd love to have an opportunity to do that for sure.
With that, I guess I'll let you go. I really appreciate the time. I look forward to seeing you in person again. I know you probably got another couple of days or so, but when the time is right, we'll get together and maybe we'll have a beer in the attic. I'll bring over some 11-day power pills.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll do. Yeah, much love to you and Amy and the whole crew, all the volunteers, everybody doing what they're doing, all the players. Just keep going, man. You guys are great.
Great interview with Bulldog. It's always fun to talk hockey. We got boys coming up through the similar situations, and he's just a good guy, and always fun to talk to. So thanks for that. So before we watch some more of this game, let's remind you guys how to fundraise. We're doing great. We're almost to 1.1 million. It's very easy. If you go to our website, 11daypowerplay.com. Right in the home page, there's a donate button. Very simple. Click in, find a fundraiser. In this case, Mike Wasikowski.
Pick your amount.
Thank you, Bill Chef Lucas. Second place fundraiser.
You guys are pretty close, Mike.
Well, he's in second place. I'm just stating.
He's gonna catch ya. He's gonna catch ya.
Stating the facts. Donate now. That was 35 seconds.
It's a secure website.
And help us get to the 1.1. We're doing great. We're $17,500 away from 1.1, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So thank you, everybody who's donated. If you haven't, please consider a donation any size.
So tomorrow we have some Sabres alumni.
We do. We're going to have Patty Coletta on set. We're going to have our buddy Craig Rivet on set. We'll watch a bunch of games. We'll talk to some captains, as we always do. We'll show some highlights of the games, which is always fun. And, of course, we'll catch some live action during the game, which is what people are tuning in to watch.
We have a very close game going on. It's 7-5.
7-5, 97 Rock.
97 Rock's ahead.
We had Bull on earlier, and we asked for a prediction, and Bull predicted 9-7, 97 Rock. And right now, 7-5, 97 Rock. So he could be right. There's 32 minutes left, though, so still a little bit of time. But we will watch these guys play for a little bit. Thank you so much. Another awesome night at Riverworks. Please stop down to Riverworks, have a beer, have a little lunch or dinner, and
we'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We look forward to it.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night.
Good night.
selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
I don't know how you do it every year, but you top it. It's a beautiful setting where we are. The sun's going down on another fabulous day.
When you see a familiar face, it makes you want to keep playing harder.
Playing and it turns into street hockey. I'm a little worried about that.